Sodbuster Baseball in advance of a series with the Nebraska Prospects. An opportunity to hear from Joel Skipper, head coach for Hastings. Team kept it off a series sweep at the hands of Badlands, one of the top teams in the league. Talk a little about how the guys competed, particularly the first 2 days. A couple of pretty good games.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to give all the credit in the world to the Badlands. Just really solid team all around. Great starting pitching, man. Definitely kept our guys off balance, but I thought we competed well. Just to play here, play there. Seems to be happening a lot this summer. So I'm hoping we can kind of turn the tide against the Prospects this week.
You know, the second day in particular, seemed like Adam DeBoer gave you a great chance to win with maybe his best start of the year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Adam just pounded the zone. I think he's been getting better and better every week. So that was kind of cool to see that. They obviously have a really good hitting team up there, so he kind of shut them down and kept us in the game. Like I said, just a tough play at the end of the game there kind of was the difference.
Now, you're used to the G-Pack. How many of these guys have been on a bus that long? That's a long old way to Dickinson, North Dakota.
Oh, yeah, that's farther than Jamestown, man. So that was a big one for sure. Getting home at 8 a.m. yesterday morning was something else. So at least, we had a good night's sleep, get the legs under us, and get going today.
How nice was it? I mean, when that schedule came out, I said, are they physically going to be back? Was it nice to have Nebraska push that back so you could actually get a day to kind of get your legs back under you?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what we would have done last night. A lot of tired legs, tired body. So glad we could get that day off and then have one today, two tomorrow.
Talk a little bit about the lineup today. What's it look like as you try to piece things together for this series against Nebraska?
Yeah, I think we got Suits back in, so he'll hopefully, give us a good start today. Got a couple new guys in. Gil at the top of our lineup as a new player, so excited to kind of get some speed in the lineup. Another lefty bat, so excited to see him and what he can do today.
And that's kind of the neat thing about summer ball. I mean, guys come and it's like, okay, you're ready to go. You're in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's we've been kind of having guys coming and going all summer, so it's been kind of cool experience. Just kind of getting guys from all different programs, different backgrounds together, and playing the same game, man. So it's been a fun ride.
And our pregame interviews with Tanner Johnson, pitcher now / outfielder for you. He was talking about that. It's been a while since he's gotten ABs. I know it wasn't plan A, but kind of cool for him to get a chance to get in there.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking about seeing a lefty that was upper 80, so that was kind of tough coming in for those first couple at bats, but made some good plays in the outfield and did a good job competing.
And this time of year, you kind of it's kind of all hands on deck at every position.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think having that day off too, we had a couple guys a little bit banged up, so get them an extra day of rest. But really looking forward to the series against the Prospects.
Baseball. That is Joel Skipper as we bring you coverage of Hastings baseball today as the Sodbusters getting set to go against the Nebraska Prospects. An opportunity to have our player profile right now in advance of the matchup between the Sodbusters and the Prospects. It is a Sodbuster Spotlight as we get an opportunity to feature one of the local guys, if you will, Tanner Johnson. He's out of Kearney and now just committing to go to Northeast Community College for his sophomore year. I guess that's the newest news, so let's tell us about your decision to go from Iowa Western to Northeast.
Yep. Okay, so I was at Iowa Western as a redshirt actually this year, so going into Northeast, which is another JUCO, I'll be able to have 2 more years there to develop and kind of see where I can go as a pitcher.
How did that first year at Iowa Western help you out? Being a redshirt, what were you able to do in terms of on the mound? Did you do a lot of live BP in terms of helping out the other guys?
Yeah, we did a lot of work on our arms and just kind of getting stronger. It was nice having the coach. Our first coach was a really good coach. He transferred in from a D1 and then actually got picked up by the Astros to coach in their minor league organization. So it was just really nice kind of picking his brain every day and seeing what he had to offer. And then our new coach that came in, he was good. He helped me a lot. And like in terms of development there, it was awesome. I mean, their facilities were second to none, but I made a jump to kind of go somewhere where I could see a lot more innings because Iowa Western's obviously top of the line for JUCOs and stuff. So that was kind of my decisioning behind all that.
And the spring and this summer, what were you hoping to improve on? Tell us a bit about the specific areas you were hoping to improve on as a pitcher.
Yeah, I was just really trying to get my mentality back because not pitching a lot of innings like last year kind of lost my mentality on the mound. So kind of just getting back in my groove, finding my confidence. Locating off-speed pitches was a really big thing because when I first started pitching, I was a little wild, would walk some guys, but I'm kind of starting to tone it down more and get more in my groove and stay within myself on the mound.
And one thing about it, this summer has given you the opportunity, for better or worse, to get out there. You lead the team in appearances this year. Has it been nice to know, okay, every couple of days I'm probably going to get out there and get an inning?
Yeah, it's really nice. I just like coming in kind of sticky situations, maybe like runners on, kind of seeing what I can do and seeing if I can help out the last pitcher that got pulled and keep the runners there. So it's been fun.
Talking with Tanner Johnson, he's a Kearney guy. How special is it to play kind of close to home with maybe some of the guys you played against during your high school and Legion days?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, you can't really ask for a better ballpark. And growing up, I played here all through high school. I came here all as a kid, and when I got the call to ask to play here as a pitcher, I was like the biggest park ever. Like I'm definitely pitching there, like no doubt. But yeah, it was an easy choice for me to come here because this is amazing.
We're talking with Tanner Johnson, who's listed as a pitcher, but lo and behold, summer ball, sometimes you get thrown into the lineup. Tell us a bit about that occurrence and how it went.
I played left field. I got to get a couple at bats. They had a pretty good pitcher that was at Creighton, and he got the best of me on those at bats. So I'll give it to him. But it was fun. It was my birthday, so I was just having fun, trying to make it seem like backyard baseball, playing with my buddies and stuff. And it was a good time. It was fun for sure.
And I know wins and losses haven't been maybe much fun this summer, but have you enjoyed getting to know the guys? Have you found some maybe lifelong friends outside of the guys you already knew?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody here. I mean, this is why baseball is cool, is because you get to meet people from places you'll never meet them from. And I mean, coming in here, I didn't even really care as much about the wins and losses. It was more about playing and meeting new guys, because I mean, that's the beauty of the sport, is meeting everybody and playing against new guys. I mean, it's awesome. It's so much fun.
And you mentioned, again, going against a Creighton guy. I mean, as we visit, we're getting set to watch a Nebraska Prospects squad, which is loaded with Division I talent. And, that's the neat thing about it. I mean, you're going to see NAIA guys, you're going to see JUCO guys, and you're going to see some Division I players. How cool is that to face all levels of competition during this summer?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, even having them on our team, I mean, you see UC Irvine and Oral Roberts. I mean, it's really cool to be around those guys, because you see the work they put in to get where they're at, and you just kind of try and take after them and stuff and watch what they do. So it's really cool playing against that and playing with that.
We're talking with Tanner Johnson, and tell us a bit about academically. What's your college plans? How'd that first year go at Iowa Western?
I'm studying business. I did business management because hopefully I have a plan to own a business of myself one day, or just stay in the business world. And then obviously I want to try and stay around baseball and maybe be a coach or something along those lines.
Do you see yourself at Northeast maybe 2 more years, or just kind of see how this year goes? If you get the opportunity to go on to a 4-year, what's the plan? What's plan A, I guess, for you?
I'm gonna see if I can just go 1 year, but I'm guessing 2 years, as we're looking at right now, will probably be the way. Yeah.
Northeast Community College, you mentioned the fact maybe there's going to be some opportunities. Do you have quite a bit of familiarity with the coaches and some of the players already on that roster?
Oh yeah, I know a couple players that are on the roster. The coach is a good guy. I got recruited by him out of high school, so just talking to him and stuff. I mean, he's a really cool guy, and he seems knowledgeable about the game. And I mean, the town's awesome, the school is good, and the baseball program's good. So I mean, it just seemed like the right fit for me.
Tanner Johnson, he's been one of the top used guys out of the bullpen for the Hastings Sodbusters. He's our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as we bring you Hastings and the Nebraska Prospects getting set to go. Let's get to the starting lineups. First of all, for the Prospects, Easton Swafford leads off and plays second base. Colin Lynham is in left field batting third. It's Tyler Palmer, the shortstop, batting third. And then it's Caden Young at first base, followed by Britton Bond, the catcher. Jackson Meyer, the DH. Braden Cannon at third base. Cade Lynham, the center fielder. And Danny Sponberg is in right. Cooper Tessendorf will get the start on the mound for the Prospects, the Hastings Sodbusters. Their defense behind right-hander Jacob Suits. Catcher is Marcos Cabranes. At first base, Landon Gaz. The second baseman is Taylor Gill, a newcomer. third baseman Anthony Chavez, and the shortstop is Josh Printer. The outfield left to right, Cale Jensen, Lane Shires, and Kyle Hiltbrand. Hope you enjoy Sodbuster Baseball. A steamy day at Duncan Field at Steve Stein. Ryan Valenta, as we welcome the Nebraska Prospects in here to Hastings.
The Prospects looking good so far. It's kind of ironic here in the Independence League that the two teams not eligible for the playoffs are pretty much dominating the league right now. Prospects coming into this one 21-4 with a 3-0 record versus Hastings. Prospects went to Fremont over the weekend and they split 2 games as they had their Friday game rained out, and for Fremont they snapped the Prospects' large win streak, and the Sodbusters will try and get their first win. It's been Fremont and Casper, the only 2 teams to beat the Prospects this year, so we'll try to become number 3 here tonight or tomorrow.
And we'll have a pretty good opportunity to see Jacob Suits on the mound, who has been good in his Sodbuster appearances as he takes to the hill. Right-handed pitcher brings it in against Swafford, and Swafford didn't want to offer at it, but did. No balls and a strike on Easton Swafford coming into today with a batting average of .311. As a team, the Nebraska Prospects have been outstanding, almost 300 as a squad, 296 compared to the Sodbusters at 239. Pitch way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. As the Hastings Sodbusters getting a start here for Jacob Suits. And Suits 0-1, but has not allowed an earned run in his 2 appearances for the Hastings Sodbusters, as he is bringing home the 1-1 delivery and blew it right by Swafford. Could not make contact there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swafford against Hastings this year, 3 out of 11, but he had a 3-hit game, went 3 for 7 in a contest with a triple, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored, as that was a big runaway for the Nebraska Prospects against the Hastings Sodbusters earlier this season. Pitch is bounced back up the middle, and Printer's got it. Throws to first in time. 1 up and 1 down for the Prospects here in inning number 1. Good job for Josh Printer to start this game defensively for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Could have ended a lot worse for Printer there. A little juggle there. Luckily the ball went right at his feet. Printer stays with it nicely, able to throw out the leadoff man. And an important theme for the Sodbuster pitching staff, getting that leadoff guy out just gives you so much more confidence going in to the next 2 outs of the inning.
Here's Colin Lynham stepping to the right-handed box. Platteview High School grad who's now at Wayne State. He's really good up there and has been good for the Prospects in the summer. No balls and strikes. He swings and maybe got a piece of it. A little foul tip into the glove of the catcher Marcos Cabranes. Colin, 313, 16 runs batted in, leads the team with 19 runs scored. Also leads the team being hit by pitch, and the pitch is across for strike. 2 quick strikes on Colin Lynham. His twin Cade also on the team for this Nebraska Prospect squad. Prospects beat Hastings 14-5 back on May 19th, beat the Sodbusters 18-7 on June 19th, and then a 3-0 win on June 20th. Bouncing ball right side. They're picked up by the first baseman. High toss, and it's off the glove of the pitcher, and there's going to be no play there as the throw from Landon Gaz, too tall for Jacob Suits, clicked off his glove, and what should have been a 3-1 putout will turn into the first error of the game, and you pretty much have to give that one to Gaz. He just put a little too much air underneath it.
Good play by Suits to get off the mound there. It's, as a pitcher, that's basically your second job there, getting over covering that first base bag. Suits got there, and Gaz just a little too tall on that toss there, and now you got a double play in order, but you got a guy on base for the Prospects.
Here's Tyler Palmer, 306 for the summer campaign. 5 runs batted in, 13 runs scored as the pitch is swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike on the Columbus SCOTUS grad. Tyler Palmer was a Nebraska prospect, then went to Southeast Community College, now at UNO. So he has had quite a rounded already college experience. So he stands here in the right-handed box against Suits, trying to work around the 1-out error here in the opening frame. Pitch just misses a little bit outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Palmer. Palmer against the Hastings Sodbusters had a 4-hit game, 4 for 6, 2 runs batted in, and 3 runs batted and 3 runs scored. One of his games against the Sodbusters, and takes this pitch for a ball. 2-1 the count on Palmer. Runner at first, 1 out, just getting rolling. No score, but Nebraska threatens early thanks to an early Sodbuster error. Suits brings it home. Right there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Suits, Des Moines Area Community College, where he's going right now from Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family High School. And a late addition to this Sodbuster roster, has been really good. Throw over to first and in safely is Lynham. Lynham certainly a stolen base threat. This team has been dynamite. 53 out of 56 in stolen bases this year. Have only been caught 3 times. 2-2 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Printer's got it. No, he doesn't. But does recover to throw to second to get the out. The fielder's choice grounders. Printer could not handle it cleanly, but a good presence of mind to hang with it. They get the force on Lynham. Really had no chance to get Palmer. He'll reach on a fielder's choice, and now there are 2 outs.
How about the mentality and just the awareness? Printer with the bobble there, still able to flip to Gill rather at second, covering, and second ball and had many chances for Printer. That's kind of had him be juggled. He's usually been pretty sure-handed over there at shortstop, but he's made the play both times.
And Printer muttering something to himself, which we probably can't say on our stream because he probably was thinking 2 when that ball came off the bat. Instead, Sodbuster's going to have to work a little harder with Jacob Suits. So you've got 1 error on the board, and it's not an error, but it almost could have been. Now a throw to first. They've got him in a rundown as Gaz will throw over to second base. A fake throw, and the tag out will be applied by Printer. Heck of a pickoff. So Jacob Suits says, all right, we'll take care of this base runner, and Tyler Palmer was totally mystified by that move of Jacob Suits. He had no chance, so he took off for second. Gaz tried to run him down and was able to toss over to Printer. After all of that, no runs score for the Prospects. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 1. 0-0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the bottom half of inning number 1. Sodbuster's going to get a look at a left-hander, Cooper Tesendorf. Tesendorf out of Columbus Lakeview High School, going to Northern State, but still maybe weighing other options because they were talking about the fact that want to get some radar on him to figure out how fast he tosses because he is getting some other Division I looks. And so Tesendorf right now at Northern State, but maybe not, as he comes in with a 0-0 record, a 3.17 ERA, making his 6th appearance, his 4th start in 17 2/3 innings. He's allowed 13 runs, 8 of those earned. He's allowed 24 hits, struck out 17, and walked only 5. Defensively, it's Britton Bond behind the plate. First base, Caden Young. At second base, Easton Swafford. And at third, it's Braden Cannon. Shortstop, Tyler Palmer. Left fielder, Colin Lynham. Center fielder, Cade Lynham. And Danny Sponberg out in right. Going to be facing the top of the order, Taylor Gill. Welcome to Hastings. You're in the lineup. Go get him, buddy. As nice to see his first at bat for the Hastings Sodbusters. Left-hander steps in. He's going to Northeast Community College from Utah. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Oh, and by the way, you're going to face a left-hander today. Bouncing ball, first pitch swinging, and decent contact, but it's right at Caden Young who steps on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom half of inning number 1. No score between the Prospects and the Hastings Sodbusters.
Well, that's kind of shows Gil's comfortable level. You know, you might want to take a few pitches at a new park, see how you're feeling. Nope, just jump on the first pitch. Yeah, I rolled that one over a little bit, but if you like the pitch, go after it. I'm a big fan of first pitch swinging, especially if you like the pitch, but no reward.
Lane Shire's first pitch swinging, and that's right at the second baseman, fielded cleanly by Swafford. 2 pitches, 2 out, and now you're really going to be surprised if Cale Jensen swinging at the first pitch. So it's 3 unassisted and 4-3 on the first 2 pitches here in the bottom half of inning number 1. It's like the old fast pitch or slow pitch softball game, 3-2. You know, when you just have to go up there swinging at the first pitch. So, but Tessendorf throwing strikes. Sodbusters feel like they're getting a chance to get good swings, but 2 ground balls. Jensen will take ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Cale Jensen. Out of North Dakota State, batting .278 on the year, leads the team with 5 home runs, tied for first with 20 runs batted in, has 5 doubles on the year, and he takes this pitch over the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That fastball hitting about 83 miles an hour from Cooper Tessendorf. Here's the pitch, and this one is lined into left field, but right there is going to be Colin Lynham, and the Sodbusters very quiet here in the bottom of the first. No score, Nebraska and Hastings, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Both pitchers face the minimum in the opening frame. Jacob Suits, 13 pitches thrown, and Cooper Tessendorf did him better than that, setting the Sodbusters down in order on just 5 pitches as the Prospects will send their 4, 5, and 6 up against Jacob Suits. Suits has been outstanding in his 3 starts, just didn't have any defensive help in his second outing of the year, and hopefully it'll go better here today, although Hastings looked very shaky in that first, but able to work their way around it. Suits allowing only 4 hits in his 2 appearances, while striking out 8, walking 1, and hitting 2. Suits a right-hander. And Hastings hoping for a long, drawn-out performance. Sodbusters a little bit thin in the pitching staff here, and hopefully get a couple more guys in the next few weeks, but have lost some guys in the bullpen, so you'd like to see a long, drawn-out affair here with a doubleheader on the agenda tomorrow.
Yeah, if there's one thing about Suits so far in the early going, he fills up the strike zone, and he will let that defense work behind him. They've been shaky at some times, but that's been a breath of fresh air as the Sodbusters have struggled to find the strike zone with some of their relievers and starting pitchers, allowing those free passes, but Suits has done a nice job.
Caden Young up there now. He's a Columbus SCOTUS product, and Northeast Community College, his current locale, an athletic training major. He takes strike 1 and ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Caden Young. Hitting .263 for the summer with a home run, 2 doubles. He's knocked in 12 and scored 15 times. 1-1 the count on Caden Young, who had 2 hits on Sunday. 2 runs batted in and a run scored in their win over Fremont. Skies this one in the air to left field. Jensen shading his eyes, gets over underneath it. There's 1 out here in the second inning. The Nebraska Prospects beaten by Fremont on Saturday 10-1, but bounced back with a vengeance, scoring 8 runs in the 8th inning to put away a 14-6 victory against Fremont. They had 17 hits in that matchup on Sunday. Here's Britton Bond. Bond out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, going to Northwest Missouri State. .250 hitter with a couple of doubles. He's knocked in 5 and scored 10 times. 2 for 4 against Hastings this year. He's played in 1 of the 3 games. And this pitch is taken low for a ball. 1 ball and no strike. Jacob Suits on the mound for the Hastings Sodbusters, wearing the green jerseys today with white numbers trimmed in gold. Prospects, a variety of uniforms. They're in the dark gray jerseys, if you will. Not quite black. Red numbers. Bouncing ball to Printers. Shortstop's got it. Sets, throws in time. Much cleaner there for Josh Printers. Had plenty of opportunities here in this first couple of frames, and very good on that one to retire Britton Bond.
Talked about how Printer uses his legs to get some extra velo on those throws, and he put just about everything he had into that throw. A nice looking throw across to first, and got that runner in plenty of time. So you like those ground balls to Printer. He can gobble them up and throw them out with ease.
Jackson Meyer, two-way player for this squad from Nebraska, and he lines this one. First pitch to left field. Jensen started in, comes back and makes the play. A very efficient inning for Jacob Suits. 3 up, 3 down for the Nebraska Prospects. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. No score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
A fast-moving inning and a half as the Sodbusters will have their 4, 5, and 6 up there against Cooper Tessendorf. Cabranes, Jones, and Chavez see what they can get done. The Hastings Sodbusters 1-9 so far in the second half. The Nebraska Prospects 7-1 overall. The Prospects 21-4 for the summer campaign. The Sodbusters coming in at 7-28. As far as the second half standings in the Independence League, Badlands at 7-4. Casper right behind at 7-5. They're playing a very important series at this time. Spearfish is 8-8, Fremont 6-6, Oahe is 5-10. I mentioned the Sodbusters 1-9. Your first half champion Fremont going to be playing the winner of the second half. If Fremont comes back and wins the second half, it'll be the team with the best overall record, which would be Badlands at this point. So have to see how it all shakes out over this month, as there'll be a 5-game series between the first and second half winners the first week of August.
And it doesn't help that Scott picked this month to play all the hardest opponents that the Sodbusters have. We'll see Prospects a few more times, see Fremont, Badlands, and Oahe is probably about the only team with a drastic losing record that the Sodbusters will see, albeit the small league, but it'll be tough for the rest going for the Sodbusters.
Pitch inside to Marcos Cabranes. 1 ball and no strikes on Marcos, the Puerto Rican, who's playing his college ball at Arkansas Tech. 273 for the summer. Is a home run, 7 doubles. He's knocked in 10, and he has scored a team-leading 27 runs. Also tied for the team lead in stolen bases. He's 8 for 9 in that category. 1 ball and 1 strike to count now on Marcos Cabranes. Lefty versus righty matchup, and the pitch stayed a little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Cabranes for the Hastings Sodbusters. Leads the team in games played and plate appearances, at bats, and also in hit by pitches. Pops this one high in the air, foul territory, and over to make the play will be the Nebraska Prospects' Caden Young. So 4 up and 4 down for Cooper Tessendorf, the left-hander for the Nebraska Prospects. That'll bring to the plate Nick Jones, lefty versus lefty matchup, as Jones, another Arkansas Tech guy, returnee from last year, hitting .261, tied for first on the team with 20 runs batted in, has a couple of homers, including one here at Duncan Field. 405 to the alleys, 408 to straightaway center in this spacious ballpark in Nebraska. 1-0 delivery, and that is missing for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Nick Jones. One of the leaders on this team has hit .222 against Nebraska for the 3 games, 2 for 9. He went 2 for 12 against Badlands for the weekend. A couple of hits in the first and third games respectively. Count 2 and 1 his way on Nick Jones, as the Sodbusters lost to Badlands on Friday 11-4. Pitch over for a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saturday, really good game until the 8th. It was 1-0 Badlands, and they put up 4 runs in the 8th to eliminate a little drama. 5-0 the final in that one. As a bouncing ball foul, it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then yesterday, it was all Badlands. The Big Sticks put up 7 runs in the 5th inning, won the game 17-4. Tessendorf brings home another 2-2 pitch. Jones lines this one to the left side, and that is a foul ball. perhaps extra bases for Jonesy. Instead, he'll get another chance. But at least working the pitch count a little bit. Tessendorf threw only 5 in the first inning and thrown only 8 pitches to the first 4 batters here in the game. Jacob Suits following suit, if you will. He's thrown only 18 pitches in facing the minimum for the Sodbusters against the Nebraska Prospects, an outstanding hitting team. And they've seen him score double digits a couple of times already this year, and they hit double digits against Fremont Sunday, so they can swing it. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count now on Nick Jones as you watch that 2-2 pitch very well. Payoff pitch coming. Great job for Jones just to reach out, spoil another good one from Tessendorf, and get another crack at it. Wasn't going to be able to do anything with it, and so just stuck the bat out, fouled it back to the screen, and he'll now face the 9th pitch of the at-bat against Tessendorf. Another one that is fouled back. Jones, he having a really good approach up there, not trying to do too much. And Ryan, you've talked about it before, the way he goes the other way, and looks like he's certainly trying to do that to those outside pitches. Another 3-2 pitch on the way from Tessendorf. Comes a little more over the plate, and Jones spoils this one as we play on.
Seems like these are all fastballs here from Tessendorf, and with Jones being late on it, you got to wonder if he's sitting on that off-speed pitch. Hopefully Tessendorf will hang one or put one right in Jones' wheelhouse. And seeing him throw the breaking ball once earlier in the count, and it was high for a ball, so Tessendorf's been sticking fastballs.
3-2 pitch on the way again, and a walk. How about that for Nick Jones? That one, that's an at-bat that can linger. Hopefully Anthony Chavez goes up there with a little patience now, and you can maybe steal one here with 1 out to try to get a little rally going after that great at-bat from Jones.
Yeah, it just goes down as a walk on the scorecard, but in that pitcher's mind, you're thinking, wow, I just threw 12, 13 pitches to the guy, and I walked him. So can be a little frustrating for the guy on the mound sometime. We'll see how Tessendorf responds.
Chavez bounces this one back up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit. When it came off the bat, I thought, uh-oh, could be 2, but perfectly placed. And now the Sodbusters have first and second and 1 out with Landon Gas coming to the plate.
Yeah, not the hardest hit ball from Chavez, but perfectly up the middle, and Palmer and Swafford at second and short. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication of who was going to get that ball, but goes in the Sodbusters' way, and
now we'll see what Landon Gas can get done. And they were talking here at second base, and I'm not sure if that was part of the conversation or it could be who's covering at this point, as the Sodbusters have first and second, 1 out, trying to break on top of the Nebraska Prospects. And a beauty of a first pitch here, off speed for a strike. No balls, 1 strike on Landon Gas, who's coming into the day with a .218 batting average. He's knocked in 9, scored 10 times, has a triple and 3 doubles for the year for Landon Gas, recent high school grad. Pretty good swing there, fouls it back, but he's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Got off to a decent start for the summer, but has seen that average fall a bit. Went 1 for 11 against Badlands. He's 2 for 8 against Nebraska for the year. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, only 1 man out. Sodbusters batting here in the bottom half of the second inning. Tessendorf, a check of the runners and the pitch. Gas fouls this one away. It remains 2 strikes on Landon Gas. Gas headed to UC Irvine, a Division I program. Going to be an anteater in college. So he will get set to go in the right-handed box once again against Tessendorf, who has thrown a lot more pitches here in the second inning than the first, thanks in part to Nick Jones, who had double-digit pitches faced in his walk. 0-2 pitch is taken outside for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Landon Gas. By the way, for Nick Jones, he does lead the team in walks for the year, and doesn't get much harder to work for a walk than he did, fouling off numerous pitches before finally getting the walk. Tessendorf wheels back to second. Jones not going anywhere, and nobody went to cover the bag. 1-2 the count. 1 out, 2 on for the Sodbusters, home half of the second inning, trying to take the lead on the Nebraska Prospects. 1-2 delivery, hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop, bounces away from him for a moment, throws to second, then over to first, and it's a double play, and that'll do it for the Sodbusters. A rocket, but Tyler Palmer had it pop out of his glove on 1 hop, knew he still had the time, gunned it over to the second baseman, Swafford, and Swafford with a quick turn to get Gas. It goes 6-4-3, and the Sodbusters are turned away. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and we head to the third. It's 0-0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
And inning number 3 at Duncan Field, no score between Hastings and Nebraska. And here is Ryan Valenta.
Long overdue time back in the booth for us, Steve. Had a nice week off, but ready to get back to some Sodbuster baseball, and good start for both teams so far. Zeros on the scoreboard for both pitchers. Speaking of pitchers, Jacob Suits back out to the mound for his 3rd inning of work for the Sodbusters. See Suits for the 3rd time this year, and like we mentioned earlier, was dynamite in his first outing against the Prospects, which was his first outing, and pitched 2 innings, just allowed a little error, but was perfect otherwise. And mentioned his next outing is where he allowed a few runs, but kind of to the fault of the defense, as we're waiting for the onion ring rollers to get off the field to start play in the 3rd inning here. For the Prospects, they will send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate as Suits has faced the minimum through 2 innings. Had a 1-2-3 in the second and got some help from some defense here in the 1st inning. So he has faced the minimum, 6 batters through 2 innings. Braden Cannon will be the first batter, as he will step in the right-handed batter's box, righty on righty, as Suits takes the bump. Cabranes behind the plate today. He's been the primary catcher in the most of the season for the Sodbusters. Cannon takes strike 1. For the Prospects, Braden Cannon out of Wayne State College takes a breaking ball, and that's high and away for ball 1. Cannon, one of the two-way guys on the Prospects roster who have a lot of those. My notes here, most of the position players also have a record or innings pitched here on the mound. Swing and a miss there from the fastball from Suits, and like we mentioned, he's been right around or in the zone almost every pitch he's thrown here in his Sodbuster career. The 1-2. Weakly hit ground ball down the 3rd base line. Chavez charging in and picks it up just foul. And that was fair for a good portion, and Sodbusters get lucky there as that pitch just rolls beyond the 3rd base line foul. Count 8 Prospect hitters hitting over 300 on the team. Cannon nowhere close to that. Cannon's average sits at .091. Just 3 for 33 on the year. Has driven in 2 runs and walked 8 times. But not much offensive production from the right-hander in the box. 1-2. Fastball misses away. Prospects playing in Hastings for the 4th time this year. Breaking ball hit to Printer at short. Scoops it up, throw over to first in, plenty of time. And there's out number 1.
Printer's had a lot of chances here through the first 3 innings and looking better and better after he bobbled the first couple of opportunities, but Sodbuster's been able to work around. Had 1 error in the contest. That was actually charged to the first baseman back in inning number 1, but so far so good for this Hastings D.
Interesting play at the end there after the ground out. The Prospect dugout all with a thunderous applause. I wonder if they were giving Printer a hard time that he finally made a clean play, but then again, he made a clean play last inning. But See if I can figure that one out later. Cade Lynham bats, brother of Colin Lineup. The brother duo go to Wayne State College. And for Cade, it was kind of a opposite tale. Colin started the year off hot. Cade did not. But then Cade got hot, and their averages just 5 points apart. Cade's at 308 as that pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Cade Lynham leading the team in runs scored with 19 and 20 walks. And him and his brother, both award winners at Wayne State. First the 1-2 pitch. Crack to the right side. Hill has his first chance and throws out onto first for out number 2. Taylor Gill at second base. His first opportunity, makes the routine play. And 2 up and 2 down for Suits.
Had to go a little ways for that. When it came off the bat, I wasn't sure if he was going to get there, but tremendous range as he got there in plenty of time and made a good throw, and see if Suits can set him down in order again.
And Danny Spongberg, the last obstacle to a perfect inning for Suits. Fastball misses outside. 1-0 to Danny Spongberg. Spongberg on the year with a team-leading .404 average. Hits it to Printer again at short on a hop. Toss over to first low, dug out by Gaz at first base. And that is 3 up, 3 down, and Suits has faced the Sodbusters, has faced the Prospects through the minimum here through 3 innings. 0-0, Sodbusters coming up in the bottom of the 3rd.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Bottom of the 3rd, no score here in Hastings. Sodbusters facing Cooper Tessendorf for the 3rd inning, as they will send 8, 9, and 1 in Josh Printer, Kyle Hiltbrand, and the top of the order, Taylor Gill, against Cooper Tessendorf here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a beautiful day here in Hastings. Perfect weather for baseball here in the summer as Josh Printer will bat. This is Ryan Valenta and Steve Stein bringing you game 1 of 3. Game 1 canceled due to factors out of the team's control yesterday, and so they will play a 7-inning doubleheader tomorrow starting at 4:15 p.m. after this game tonight. Printer takes ball 1 from Tessendorf. To shortstop, backhanded by Palmer. Long throw over to first, and beautiful pick over there on the other end by Young. And Printer is retired for out number 1. Good play on both ends from Palmer and Young.
Yeah, Palmer, tremendous to get that on the short hop and couldn't get much on it. Caden Young with a good dig, and now the Sodbusters will have 1 out, with nobody on.
Kyle Hiltbrand will bat for the Sodbusters as he takes ball 1. Hiltbrand, a later addition to the roster, as with Landon Gaz, the California kids, making a nice impact and in short playing time for the Sodbusters. Hiltbrand just playing in his 16th game today as he takes ball 3 outside. First 3 have missed from Tessendorf. Hiltbrand in the Badlands series, just 1 hit in 8 tries, did walk twice and scored a run as he walks on 4 straight. Tosses the bat over to the dugout and takes first, and there's the base runner for the Sodbusters in the 3rd.
So Hastings can get done trying to do something they have not done all year, take a lead against the Nebraska Prospects. The Prospects led all 9 innings the first meeting, 8 innings the second game and 7 of the 9 in the third game.
First pitch is inside to Taylor Gill, making his Sodbuster debut. Gill spent his past 2 seasons at Northeast Community College. As he grounds out to short, Palmer will toss to second for 1, on to first, and just in front of the throw is Gill. So him and Hiltbrand will trade places. That's the second out, and Lane Shires will be the next batter.
Situational baseball. Hastings really struggling about moving base runners up. We saw it last inning with that double play, and there a fielder's choice grounder, and it'll take a couple of hits likely to get Gill home from first base.
So here is Lane Shires batting in the 2-hole. Mainly seen him to the last half of the batting order this season, as Gill's back in safely. Shires probably had the best offensive performance in Badlands, where he went 3 for 10 with a double and drove in 4 runs. And he takes ball 2. That's ball 1, rather. First pitch to Shires, so 1-0. Shires had a little bit of time off from the Sodbuster squad. He came and told Scott just needed a few weeks off, so we did not see him for most of June, but back with the team as pretty much the starting center fielder now, with the regrettable departure of Gage Frank. But we hope, Gage, we hope your college visits are going well, and we hope that you find your right fit for your spring spot here in baseball. Tessendorf keeping an eye on Gill at first, as Shires takes ball 2. Man, those fastballs are very close to the zone, but the inside part of the plate not getting called here early on. 2-1 with 2 outs. Fastball, check swing didn't go, and that pitch is outside. And not by much. Shires in the driver's seat now. He has a 3-1 count. And nowhere close for ball 4, so 2 have walked here in the 3rd inning. And Sodbusters have 2 on with 2 outs for Cale Jensen.
Looking for a big hit from the guy who's been really solid this year. Tied for first in the team at RBIs. We'll see what Jensen can get done. One of the 2 Sodbusters who have hit a home run here at Duncan Field.
Jensen has not played in 10 of the Sodbuster games, but he is the RBI leader as that pitch is bounced in there. The runners will both move up to second and third. A wild pitch from Tessendorf. Now you have 2 on the pond here for Jensen. So Gill gets to third and Shires to second on the wild pitch. And for Jensen, he had his 5th home run in the Badlands series. Also paired that with a double. 1-0 from Tessendorf. Down low. So just a little bit trouble finding the zone now for Tessendorf as he falls behind Jensen now, 2-0. Pitch is up high for ball 3. Well, if Jensen is able to get on, you have Marcos Cabranes waiting on deck. Pitch is in there for a strike, and Jensen will have another opportunity. Sodbuster team average at home just .222. Overall hitting .230 with runners in scoring position. But Jensen won't have to worry about that as he walks on 5 pitches. And bases are loaded, and that'll prompt a visit from Trevor Varley.
Now can the Sodbusters take advantage? Cooper Tessendorf has given you the chance. Need to find a way to come up with a large 2-out hit from a guy you probably would like at the plate. Marcos Cabranes has been about as good as anyone this year in terms of making contact.
So with that walk now, Tessendorf has walked 4. And that is his season high in walks, as he has gave up 3 walks one other time. Otherwise, pretty good on the free passes, just 0 and 1 walks his other 4 outings. So a guy who finds the zone pretty well has been struggling here in the past 2 innings. After a 1-2-3 inning, been Sodbuster traffic the past 2. Big spot here for Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes, as we mentioned, the team leader in hits. He bats with the bases loaded. And that curveball spiked in the dirt for ball 1. You got to wonder if Cabranes has the green light or if he is taken for a strike here. A walk does mean a run. And there is that strike, so Cabranes now with a 1-1 count. Marcos going 1 for 10 in the weekend series against Badland. Scored 2 runs. Pitch to him is sprayed foul towards the concession stand, and Cabranes down to his last strike. Hastings trying to break the theme of hitting lows at home here in this 3rd inning. Ball 2 is just downstairs. Close pitch. Cabranes takes it for ball 2. Two, and just got a piece of that one towards the Sodbuster dugout. Sodbusters have played 18 home games, and they've only scored 75 runs in those games. Just over 4 runs a game. Just missed there. Tessendorf and Bond thought they had him there, and pretty good pitch, just misses, and now the count's full. Runners go to left field and a base hit. And this will get 1 to run home. It gets 2 runs home as Marcos Cabranes with the 2 RBI single as Jensen stops at 3rd as Gillen Shires come across to the plate, and with the full count and the runners going, Cabranes gets that big hit, and Sodbusters, for the first time, Steve, take the lead here early on against the Prospects.
Hallelujah. There's just such a different attitude when you can play from in front, and let's see if they can add a little more with another 2-out hit here from Nick Jones.
7th man coming to the plate in Nick Jones. Takes ball 1 outside. Oh, Colin Lynham in left did a nice job to cut that ball off and not let it keep rolling. Only scoring 2 runs when, with Jensen running, you think maybe he has a chance, but Lynham gets it in quickly just to allow the 2 runs. So first hit of the inning gets the Sodbusters 2 runs. Cabranes runs, pitches popped in the air down the left field side. Foul territory, Lynham can't make the play. Oh, he almost had that ball there. Went down to a slide. But new life for Jones as he was inches away from being retired there.
You had Cabranes get new life on a borderline pitch that was called a ball. Now Jones gets new life. Let's see if he can take advantage by lining someone somewhere for a base hit. And I like the move to put Cabranes on the move here just to kind of see what you can get done. If Jones can't make contact, one of your best stolen base guys is in motion, and maybe you can manufacture one.
We will get reset again. Britton Bond behind the plate has not thrown out a runner this year. Cabranes goes again, this time grounded foul to first base. So Jones has missed on both sides now, somewhere in between, Jonesy, and you got yourself a hit.
Cooper Tessendorf's got to think, oh no, here we go again, as Jones has fouled off 2 more after his epic at bat the last time, which covered 12 pitches.
Jones plain pass, throw to first this time for Cabranes. Tessendorf with the step-off move rather than the traditional left-handed pick-off move. Cabranes hands on knees there, not going. Pitches inside for ball 2.
And remember, Tessendorf threw a 5-pitch inning in the first. He has thrown 50 pitches the last 2 innings.
And he's still not through this second inning. The 2-2 to Jones, fouled back. And Jones stays alive. Like we said, Jones been one of the best producing guys on the team. Come in clutch when he needed to. second in hits behind Marcos Cabranes with 31. Cabranes runs again, this time down the left field line again, but that will get foul. So Cabranes has picked the right time to run. Every time he's gone, he's had those bags stolen easily. Unfortunate. Jones is making him run a lot. We'll see how many more tries the Cabranes has at him down at first base.
Tessendorf's thrown 58 pitches. Almost a third of them have been to Nick Jones.
2-2 again. Down low for ball 3. Jones really working this count and making Tessendorf throw his pitches here. So now Cabranes will be on the run for sure. Here it comes. Inside for ball 4, and Jones with another long at bat, and he wins it again with another walk. And that will load the bases once again.
Last time you saw Anthony Chavez follow up Jones' walk with a hit. If he does that again, Sodbusters likely get 2 more with already 2 here in the 3rd inning.
Xavi Two Bags at the plate for the Sodbusters, and Two Bags is the name of his game. Chavez with 8 doubles on the year. First pitch in there for a strike on the inside corner, so 0-1 to Chavez.
If it doesn't go well, you're not going to call him that again, right?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll put it in the bank and hopefully refresh it later.
If it's a double, he's Xavi Two Bags.
Pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Bond behind the plate. Chavez did have a double in the Badlands series. Also singled, went 2 for 10. Chavez saw a little playing time early on and has since become the everyday third baseman for the Sodbusters. Foul down towards the Sodbuster dugout. And Chavez down now 1-2. No matter what happens the rest of the inning, Sodbusters have a lead. And they have had a good starter on the mound. We'll see if Jacob Suits will come back out for the 4th. Chavez already with a hit and takes the off speed low and away, and that's a tough pitch to lay off right there. No action in the Prospect bullpen yet as Tessendorf approaching 65 pitches. Fly ball to right field. This might be trouble towards the line, and a basket catch made by the first baseman Young in foul territory for out number 3. Great catch by Young to make that play as Spongberg and Wright wasn't going to get there. And Sodbusters strand the bases loaded, but they score 2, and they have a 2-0 lead going into the 4th.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Sodbusters break open early. They lead 2-0 after 3 innings. Thanks to a Marcos Cabranes 2 RBI single. Score the 2 Sodbuster runs, and now they tag Jacob Suits with a lead as he will go back out for the 4th inning here for the Hastings Sodbusters. Speaking of Sodbusters and former Sodbusters, for the first time in history, in case you didn't hear, a Sodbuster has been drafted in the MLB draft, and that name is Mike Bovey, who was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers 54th overall. Bovey spent his 2020 season here with the Hastings Sodbusters and hit .409 in 19 games. As Bovey later went on to UNO, he entered the transfer portal Actually, no, scratch that. Bovee went with UNO. I'm thinking of a different Maverick there, but Bovee drafted by the Brewers, so we send our congratulations to Mike and wish him all the best here in the Brewers organization.
Yeah, Mike didn't join the Sodbusters until after his American Legion season ended. So he went right from Legion ball, swinging the aluminum bats, to hitting 400 with the wood bat here for the Sodbusters.
That's just an insane transition. Swing and a miss from Easton Swafford. So, prospect lineup for the second time as Suits faces the minimum through 3 innings. 1-1. And that'll get out of play to the left side.
And he had 2 or 3 hits his first game when they were batting him fairly low in the order, and I don't think he was ever out of the top 3 spot in the batting order the rest of his time. And he actually earned all conference honors in just the 19 games played. People could just see him dripping with talent, and he certainly backed that up.
Fastball just misses off the outer part of the plate. Him and Life Hulteen, 2 big names for the Sodbusters there and in that season. 2-2 from Suits to Easton Swafford, who grounded out in the first inning. To the right side, and that'll sneak through into right field for a base hit past the dive of Taylor Gill. And there's the first hit for the Prospects. It's a leadoff single for Easton Swafford.
Yeah, Cole, that you mentioned Leif Hulteen. He was such a big part of the Sodbusters over 2 years, and a Hastings guy who you could just throw out there pretty much every 5 days as a starting pitcher his first year. I think his second year, Sodbusters, he was pretty well limited on pitch count, but still was here every day and was a great leader for this Sodbuster team.
You can see his last name still on the season ticket seats here at Duncan Field as his family still attends these Sodbuster games here in 2023. Colin Lynham bats. And pickoff throw to first is late. Lynham reached on an error in the first and was erased on a fielder's choice later on. Good crowd at Duncan Field tonight for Whiteout Night. A lot of fans with the Sodbuster white shirts. Only $10 here at Duncan Field. If you want one, you got to be here. No better way to spend a middle of July here in that Duncan Field. Sodbusters trying to right ship, pick-off throw, a little closer this time. Sodbusters off to a slow start here in the second half as they look to right ship here at home against the Prospects. Fouled off again, back to the parking lot, and Lynham down to his last strike.
Graham Tire sells all the biggest name tire brands and is one of the largest independently owned tire dealership groups in the United States.
Lynham's been a guy who's been on base a lot of times. First, the 1-2 pitch, setting up way outside, hits his spot, but Lynham doesn't offer. The Prospects have played 25 games. And last game against Fremont, Lynham had been on base in every game for the Prospects. And that ended against Fremont. Breaking ball just misses from Suits. Given that Lynham did not start the last game against Fremont, but he came on as a defensive replacement and got 2 at-bats, but was retired both times. Pickoff throw to first is late again. So in every game that Lynham has started, he has reached base somehow, whether that be hit, walk, error, or hit by pitch. He faces a 3-2 count now from Suits. Runner not going, and pitches down low for ball 4. So Suits walks his first man, and 2 straight have reached after Suits had retired 6 straight.
Unfortunate. Put 2 on the board. You want to just come out and put another quick 0 on the board, but now single, walk, and he's going to have to face the 3, 4, and 5, trying to keep that 2-0 lead.
Here is Tyler Palmer, former Husker, now playing baseball at Southeast Community College for the Storm. He bats with 2 on and nobody out, and swinging and missing at first pitch from Suits. It's 0-1.
He's actually made that next transition as he's on to UNO now.
So he will be another UNO prospect, rather player, on this prospect roster now. You got Sid DeMeo on the roster. The bunt pushed to first base but foul. other names like Sid DeMeo, Jackson Trout, Joel Benish, also on the roster of UNO, Truett Luth, and Braden Curtis. Plenty of UNO guys on this team, and Sodbusters have the advantage right now. Palmer down 0-2. Soft pop to right field. Hiltbrand coming on, and it'll fall in front for a base hit. Everybody had to stop to make sure that Hiltbrand wasn't going to catch it, so they will just move station to station. And walk single has now loaded the bases for the Prospects, and there's nobody out.
Really good pitch for Jacob Suits. A soft fly ball to right, but it turns into a base hit, and now Suits really has to bear down. You're hoping for a double play ball somewhere. You'd give up the run to get 2 outs on this play.
Absolutely. First pitch, ground ball. Great stop by Gaz. Touches the bag at first, but has no other play. And what a play by Landon Gaz to stretch over first base and just keep that ball in front of him, and all withstanding, and he even turned it into an out. But the run does score. It's 2-1.
Gaz listed at 6-1. He used every bit of that. If that's down the line, 2 runs score, maybe 3 before it's all said and done. There's a chance here for Suits to minimize the damage.
So Young's retired on the RBI groundout, and here's Britton Bonds. And beer batter of the game, swings and fouls off strike 1. Bond grounded out to short in the second inning, part of a 1-2-3 inning for Suits in the second. Runners at second and third. Breaking ball right there for strike 2, and had Bond fooled. So Suits already passed his season high in innings pitched. He went 3 innings last time. He's now pitched 3 1/3. And an 0-2 to Britton Bond. Ground ball to Chavez. And he will look the runners back and throw over to first. And catcher running gets the out and keeps the runners put with 2 outs.
I know fans wanted the beer batter to strike out, but you'll take that ground out. Kept the runner from scoring. Perfect play from Chavez, and now you see if you get out of this with just a 1-run allowed.
You saw the runner at second. Palmer really far off, almost halfway to third, but Chavez plays it smart and gets the sure out at first, and the runners stay put. Now you have to have a hit from Jackson Meyer to tie or even take the lead here for the Prospects. Meyer, another guy not hitting well, hitting 107. And quickly with the foul ball there, it's 1-1. Meyer also an Omaha guy, college at Northern Colorado. Meyer's also been on the mound too and has recorded a save for the Prospects. One of many guys who can do it all on this team. Good block by Cabranes on the pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. Home plate now shaded by the bleachers, with the mound still bright. Can create that deceptive shadow on the ball there. Line to short. Printer makes the stop, but will have no play, as that'll be an infield hit for Jackson Meyer, just too far to Printer's right. And no shot to get Meyer at first. That'll be an RBI infield single. And Hastings puts 2 on the board, and Prospects get them right back. It's tie game at 2.
Really good pitching inning for Suits. I mean, he did have the walk, but you looked at that second single of the inning was just a little blooper, and that one just perfectly placed. Tremendous job for Printer to save a run, because if he doesn't get that one, another run scores there for the Prospects.
First pitch is a strike on the under half to Braden Cannon. Colin Lynham scores on the play. Tyler Palmer moves up to third. And Myers at first with the RBI single. Cannon grounded out to start the third. He now bats in the fourth. Pitches high for ball 1. So Jacob Suits now at 49 pitches, about to make pitch number 50 here. So runners at the corners, facing a 1-1 count, and Cannon takes ball 2 away. Real easy going for Suits in the third and second innings. But he has now had to face 7 batters here in the fourth. Pitch is downstairs for ball 3. So Suits in a little bit of trouble here. He's struggling a little bit here in the fourth inning. 3-1 is downstairs for ball 4. And second walk of the inning for Suits. And inning will continue with the 7th man coming to the plate.
And you wonder if fatigue is starting to play a little factor here. Mentioned Suits rolling right through it. 31 pitches coming into the frame, and it is so hot there on the turf. 25-plus pitches in this inning alone, and it can wear on you. You kind of wonder about Tessendorf on the other dugout.
First pitch is a strike, so first pitch strike to Cade Lynham. Right-hander bats with the bases loaded. Pitch number 2 gets the other corner this time, so Suits has painted both in and out. And Lynham down 0-2. Big at bat here. You don't need to strike him out, just get Lynham out in front or off balance on something here. And it gets away from Cabranes, runner trying to score. The throw is not in time. And now here comes the second runner as the ball gets away. The tag by Suits. Did he hang on? And he dropped the ball, and Suits is hurt. And they might have had a play. The umpire was waiting to see if Suits held on to the ball, and Suits diving in to tag. The runner Meyer is hurt on the play, and he appears to be in quite a bit of pain as he is rolling over in front of home plate.
Boy, what a terrible luck for the Sodbusters. The ball just scooted through the legs of Cabranes. I thought he was going to get enough on that, but great base running there initially to get the first run home and Jackson Meyer, and then tremendous base running for the second guys. Once that ball went by the pitcher, it was kind of in no man's land. There was not going to be any kind of chance, and the Suits, of course, still covering home plate, and that allowed the second run to come home, and now you're just concerned about Jacob Suits, who has been such a nice addition to this Hastings team, and he is not doing too well as he's flat on his back with the Sodbuster coach Joel Skipper out there with him, along with Corey Caranda, one of the assistant coaches.
Suits grabbing at that arm or maybe wrist area, something on his either throwing or glove arm as he went into tag there. The throw might have got him. I thought that Meyer beat the throw, but according to the umpire, it looked like he was going to call him out, but then saw that the glove and the ball were on the ground, then called him safe. So something probably on that glove or maybe pitching hand. You know, as a catcher, you're going into tag, and that guy is coming in at 10-plus miles an hour, and it's easy to sprain or even further injure a wrist, a tendon, a ligament, something in there. But not a good look here for the Sodbusters right now. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Suits probably won't be able to continue this game, and whoever comes in will get as much time as they need to warm up here.
We had the ground out and the single to score the first 2 runs, and then 2 runs score on that play, and the ball never got more than 30 feet from home plate. Just a terrible luck for the Sodbusters. Like I say, the initial wild pitch, I thought Cabranes was going to get it stopped. It only rolled about 15 feet behind home plate, didn't even get to the backstop, but tremendous base running there for Tyler Palmer, who was on the move. And a lot of times you'll see the guy behind him just kind of trot over to third, but Jackson Meyer got to third and saw that overthrow and took off for home. Great base running for him. Give him credit as he comes all the way around from second to score. Suits is on his feet now, and Jacob, who had a pretty good pitching outing going, will head to the dugout here for the Hastings Sodbusters. Very unfortunate occurrence for so many ways. The 2-run score and then the health of Jacob Suits, and now you got to go to the bullpen when you probably weren't planning to for another inning or 2. And so now kind of plan B for Hastings coming to the forefront.
An unfortunate pitch there, too. He had an 0-2 pitch. Cabranes not able to get enough of a glove on that. And that wild pitch allows 2 runs to score. So we will have a pitching change here. Can we see Caden Cusella in the bullpen We'll probably have him coming on. We will take a little bit of a break as Caden gets ready. As Sodbusters will have a new pitcher. We hope Jacob Suits is all right. It's 4-2 Prospects still in the inning, and Cusella comes on. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Pitching change here in Hastings. Caden Cusella on for the Sodbusters. Jacob Suits for Hastings having to leave the game after being cleated by a sliding prospect. He rolled around in pain and was obvious he could not continue. So Caden Cusella will try and pick up where Suits left off here in the 4th inning. 4 runs already for the Prospects. 3 hits, 2 walks, an RBI ground out and a wild pitch, scoring 2 on that last play. So Cusella is on for the 9th time this year. In 8 innings, he's allowed 7 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .316 off Cusella to the tune of a .563 ERA. As the recent high school graduate from Grand Island takes the mound just down the road, 30 minutes south here in Hastings. As Cusella had to get up kind of without a moment's notice, so he had a few pitches in the bullpen, and as the rules go, per an injury, if you're coming on to replace an injured pitcher, you get as much time as you need, which is what Cusella is doing.
I'm not sure how far they were going to go with Suits today. He was really on a pitch count his first 2 outings, but had thrown 61 pitches and had pitched pretty well. So, I mean, I don't think Sodbusters had any thought of warming anybody for the next inning or 2, but now it's going to be Cusella to try to put out the fire here in the 4th inning.
Such an unfortunate way to have to go to the bullpen, especially with the departure of a couple of pitchers here in the past few weeks. Sodbusters have picked up a few new arms, but it seems like you can never have enough. So back in the count and strike 3, and Cusella just needs 1 pitch to end the 4th inning as he strikes out Cade Lynham, who already had a 1-2 count. So 4 runs come across for the Prospects. They lead 4-2. Sodbusters will come up. We'll be right back.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Bottom of the 4th inning at Duncan Field. Prospects lead by a score of 4-2 as Cameron Pickens takes the mound for the Prospects.
Catch the spirit of the game.
Hessendorf, who pitched 3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. And for Pickens, he will come on for the 8th time this year, his 4th time in relief. Last outing, last week against the Zap on July the 5th. In 1 inning, he just allowed 1 hit and struck out 1 while allowing none to score. So Pickens, used early as a starter, has now been a reliever mainly as he comes on for the 3rd relief game in a row, and Landon Gaz will be his first obstacle in the way.
Baseball's weird, isn't it? If you'd have told me both starting pitchers, neither would make it through the 4th the way this game started, but neither starting pitcher is in the game.
First 2 innings were lightning quick, and here we are in the bottom of the 4th now. It seems like double the time has passed here, and we haven't even played the 3rd and 4th. Here's ball 2 to Landon Gaz. First 2 have missed high from Pickens. Pickens plays baseball at Concordia over in Seward, Nebraska. To third base and inside the bag and fair down the line for Gaz. He's at first and a bobble by Lynham, but Gaz will anchor down at first base, content with a single. And there it is, leadoff single for Gaz as he's on and brings up Josh Printer.
Sodbusters have had a really good approach against Tessendorf and now Pickens. They had not struck out at all. They had walked 4 times, make it 5 against Tessendorf. So doing a good job putting a ball in play and also making these prospect pitchers pitch it a little bit. And we'll see how they do against Pickens after they put up 2 runs against Tessendorf.
So Gaz is now hit in 2 straight. Printer takes high for ball 1. Gaz was in the middle of a 3 for 35 slump, if you will, and has the base hit now, and he's now hitting 2 straight. Ground ball again. This time Cannon has it over to second for 1, on to first. Printer beats the throw. So Gaz is forced at second, and Printer will trade places with him at first base. He got 1 out here for the bottom of the order.
Really hoping not to roll it over there. Maybe just find a way to advance the runner, but the Sodbusters have struggled in situational hitting throughout the course of the year, so runner at first and 1 out, not able to get the man in scoring position.
Kyle Hiltbrand bats. As we said, it's been a different story on the road and here at home for the Sodbusters. Hiltbrand takes ball 1 outside. In 1 game less, Sodbusters are hitting 34 points better on the road, 256 compared to 222 at home. For the season total, Sodbusters sit at 239 coming into this game. Hiltbrand again to third. They will go to second once again and on to first, and that is way high, and Hiltbrand will try and stretch it into 2. They will hold on to it as Hiltbrand advances to second base on the throwing error from Swafford at second base. Cannon gets the force out at second, but Swafford had that throw slip out of his hands, and Hiltbrand's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Really good base running for Hiltbrand. A lot of times you see the catcher get down the line, and Britton Bond was there, but Hiltbrand had enough of a jump to get to second. Now there's a runner in scoring position for the top of the order, and we'll see if newcomer Taylor Gill can make a splash with his first run batted in after he scored his first run of the year in the 3rd.
Taylor Gill in his springtime at Northeast Community College drove in 40 runs in 63 games. Number 1 would be pretty sweet right here, but he takes fastball on the outer half for strike 1. Gill, a career .345 hitter in 115 games with the Hawks at Northeast Community College. Up and in as Gill spins out of the way. Gill hails from the west of Orem, Utah. Went to Orem High School before coming to Northeast Community College here in Nebraska. Pitch to him, softly hit right to Palmer at short, and that pop-out will end the Sodbuster 4th inning. They leave 1, they get a base hit, but cannot bring around a score. After 4 innings, Prospects lead 4-2, top of the 5th. Coming up.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Top of the 5th inning, Caden Cusella back out there as we hope that Jacob Suits is all right. Was spiked at home plate of the collision, but for the Sodbusters, just getting through that 4th inning and still giving yourself a chance will be probably the difference in this game so far here going forward, as they just trail by 2 runs.
And a weird statistical anomaly, if you're following the game on Game Changer, Caden Cusella has thrown 1 pitch and has a strikeout, but that's the way it is rung up, as Cade Lynham was down to the count 1-2 when Suits was injured. Cusella came in, his first pitch was called strike 3, and so Cusella will throw his 2nd pitch of the game to the number 9 hitter Danny Sponberg, but not a typical number 9 hitter, as Sponberg was over 500 the last time these two teams played. He has dipped to 404, and he takes the first pitch in the center of the back for a hit batsman, so 1 on, nobody out, as Caden Cusella's 2nd pitch did not find the zone. Instead, it fell the backside of Sponberg, who was hit by a pitch, and he's their leading stolen base guy, 10 for 10 on the year, so he could be taken off sooner than later. Easton Swafford, Colin Lynham, and Tyler Palmer now will bat here with 1 out, nobody on in the 5th inning. Sodbusters trail at 4-2, so they had a brief lead of 2-0. The first time they had led the Prospects this year. It was short-lived, as now Prospects are on top, as we hear from the owner, general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. Scott Galusha will let him get settled in for a pitch or two, and big lead for Sponberg. He takes off, pitch low, throw down to second base, and that is not going to be in time, as the ball, I thought maybe it bounced out of the glove of Printer. Printer can't believe it, but called safe. The throw is right on top of the bag, and if Printer held it cleanly, I thought it was going to be an out call, not called that way. Scott will have his reaction to that and much more.
Well, you know, it looked like the ball may have dropped, but you would think that Josh Printer's reaction wasn't like it dropped.
Yeah, I think Josh thought he had him.
Yeah.
Yep. So, because Josh probably wouldn't have reacted like, no, he's safe. Now
exactly.
Pitch missing,
so
3 balls and a strike now on Easton Swafford. So.
Yeah, that's happened a couple. Heck, I know we're down by 2, but you know they scored 3 runs on a pass ball, and we lose a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And we can't score 3 runs on a 3-2 2-out double with the runners moving. And so those are little things that don't show up in the scorebook, but those are things that we got to do better.
Yeah.
And so hopefully Hayden's going to be okay. I think he's got a broken bone in the hand. We're going to send him over and get him some X-rays. He's in good spirits. He's not having a ton of pain, but for all intents and purposes, it looks like he's this bone down here that's in the lower part of his left thumb seems to be problematic. And, you had a better look than me, but I thought he was out at the plate too. And, again, the optics of what I saw was it seemed like when he took his glove off, when he knew his hand was hurt, the ball fell out.
See, and I wasn't sure, like I say, I think the umpire was blocked by Jacob, and so I think when Suits came up, he didn't have the glove on or the ball in his hands. So I think they pretty much had to call him safe. That's it, because he just never got the right angle to see that maybe the tag was applied before the glove came off, and you just feel terrible for Jacob Suits, who was pitching really well. Even the 2 hits he had given up, an infield single for an RBI, that little blooper to load the bases, and then the weird play that never got more than 30 feet from home plate. Ball got through the wickets, and then the overthrow back to home, and 2-run score on that play.
Yeah, we had a chance to get out of that inning, and hopefully, at least it's his left hand, which is
not throwing hand,
which is good. But boy, he sure looked good for us today, and that's kind. another good throw, but I think he was safe. I think that's a good call.
Easton Swafford, by the way, has walked. He is at first base. Danny Sponberg, after a hit batsman, he stole second. So first and second, and nobody out. And 2-0 the count on Colin Lineman. You're hoping Caden Casella can come in and eat a few innings here to save your bullpen after Suits was probably going to go another inning or two, I would think. And now one right off the backside. There's 2 hit batsmen in the first 3 batters faced by Caden Casella, and it's not going to be pleasant now with Palmer, Young, and Bond coming up with nobody out.
Sure, self-inflicted wounds. We're off to a pretty good start and get a couple of bad breaks, and now we're struggling throwing strikes. And again, self-inflicted things, and you just can't do that.
Especially against a team hitting almost 300, a team which is 21-4, a team which has outscored you this year by an average of 12-3. Man, you don't want to give these guys free passes.
Sometimes I hate it when you're so good at your job. I really don't want to hear that. Trevor Varley, Coach Varley, and his staff, they do a great job there. They've got a dynamite roster that just keeps getting better. And again, we were competing and playing pretty well, playing good defense. But again, our history has been we make a mistake and then things go south on us. And right now, that's what happened.
As a bouncing ball left side foul, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tyler Palmer is the batter now. He had that little bloop single in the 4th to load the bases. And that kind of set the stage for a Caden Young ground out to score a run. They got another ground out. There was runners at second and third with 2 outs, just 1 run home, and they ended up getting 3 more runs before it's all said and done as this pitch just off the inside corner. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Palmer.
A good pitch and a good take. Good take from Palmer. That pitch was close, but not quite good enough, and a good take up there, and hopefully he's got to throw a good pitch here.
2-2 pitch on the way, and that's low, and Cabranes getting to work out behind home plate. 3-2 now with nowhere to put the base runner, the batter now, in the person of Palmer as a hit batsman, a walk, and another hit batsman loading the bases.
Yep. Self-inflicted wounds, and now you're in trouble. Now we got to figure out how to minimize here and keep us in the game.
3-2 pitch, hit him. Hey, boy. As Caden is struggling right now, so that will bring home a run. Sponberg scores from third. Swafford ends up at third, and Lynham, that's Colin Lynham, not to be confused with Twin Cade. As Colin now at second, Palmer at first, and the number 4 hitter in the lineup, Caden Young, will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Caden had a couple pretty good, pretty decent outings on the last road trip. Did a good job getting us out of some trouble. But right now he's fighting that breaking ball, and he's losing it arm side. So lefty up here, that should help us a little bit, and hopefully we can get a ground ball hit at somebody.
High and outside for ball 1, and now there is action behind Casella. Like I say, you hated to go right back to the bullpen. You're hoping maybe to get Suits through 5 or 6, and Suits is gone, and now Caden Casella, unless he could find a way to find the zone, he may not be in this game too long. 5-2, we're in the 5th inning with the Prospects on top.
I think that's Tanner Johnson down there, I believe, but I'm not sure.
And Tanner Johnson, he was my pregame interview today. What a great kid. Oh, my gosh. So impressed with his positive attitude, and he is so excited just to get some appearances and eat some innings this summer. And now it's going to be going to Northeast Community College after last year at Iowa Western.
Yeah, he's got a really talented arm. He's not been, when he throws strikes, he can be unhittable. But like a lot of the guys that we've had this year, we just struggle. Too many 3-2 counts, too many long pitch at bats. And we need to be better at that all the way through. And unfortunately, Mr. Casella can't find anything, and we're going to have to go.
And Caden Young draws a 4-pitch walk, so 2 have scored in the inning without the benefit of a hit. This is a good hitting team anyway, and there is going to be a pitching change. We'll keep it right here, so Casella cannot get a man out in the 5th inning. He's going to have a bizarre line. He threw 1 pitch last inning and got a strikeout, and then this inning hardly threw a strike.
Yeah.
And so that's too bad.
He did a good job coming in cold like he had to come in cold, and that's a tough situation. And he came in and did exactly what you're supposed to do. And the 5th inning, just unable to find the strike zone, and you just can't help good teams.
So Casella, his book is not closed. He's allowed 2 runs so far. He hits 3 and walks 2.
In 6 batters.
Yeah. And now that will bring in Tanner Johnson, the aforementioned Kearney guy, redshirted in the spring for Iowa Western. It will be a redshirt sophomore, if you will, at Northeast Community College. Redshirt freshman, I guess, officially, so he would have a chance to pitch 2 years there at Northeast if he elects to do that. 0-1, a 6.26 ERA. Leads the team with 16 appearances in 23 innings. He's allowed 19 runs, 16 of those earned. He's allowed 16 hits, 16 strikeouts, but 28 walks and 9 hit batsmen for Tanner Johnson. As you mentioned, he's trying to figure it out. And but like I say, when you go through a summer like this, I just happened to catch him down to the dugout and thought, well, I haven't talked to him, and get the whole Central Nebraska perspective. And I loved his attitude. The fact he got a couple of at-bats over the weekend, he was excited about that. I think he's loving life. He's loving it for the chance to play, even though it hasn't maybe gone as well as he's wanted to throughout the year.
That's what summer baseball is it's experience. And Tanner was a wonderful high school hitter. And for a while there at Iowa Western, they decided that he was going to be a two-way guy. And, man, being a two-way guy is just too difficult. And when they started looking at him in the bullpen, he's got a really live arm. He's got a good breaking ball, but just hasn't been able to consistently find the strike zone. And if he does that, he has the ability he's got swing and miss stuff for sure.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes for him. He's a potential business major, but would like to stick around baseball too. So Tanner Johnson, we'll have that interview posted on our Sodcast. Just interviewed him basically before game time. It was on the pregame of our stream today. If you want to go back, if you missed it, you can certainly see it on that. Next day we'll post the audio here.
Tanner's parents are here every night. They're huge supporters. They made the trip up to Spearfish.
Oh wow! Very neat.
Last weekend to go watch, and he had a good series up there for them. And he's just got to keep better. He's just got to keep getting better, and he's got to keep working hard.
And hits the first man. So this is I always say good baseball is not much more fun to watch than good baseball, but when baseball goes bad, where's the time clock? That is just it can really be. It can be hard to watch. The innings so far: hit batsman, walk, hit batsman, walk, hit batsman. So Nebraska has not put the ball in play. They have scored 3 times, and they have busted this baby open. And now
there we go.
First pitch pop-up, foul territory. Marcos Cabranes underneath it, makes a catch, and there's a large first out as Jackson Meyer is out here. Still bases loaded, 3 have scored.
And he's got really good, his ball moves inside the zone. He's just got good action. Just hasn't figured out how to repeat that delivery yet. But I know he's working hard with Coach Cerrone. Vinny is working with him, and we're trying to get him better. And we're happy for Marcus Clapp and the crew up there at Northeast Community College. They're going to get a very capable guy that's willing to put in the time. And you can't teach. They can't teach some of the things that he does. We just got to get him better around the zone, and hopefully he'll be able to do that for us.
Braden Cannon up there now. He's 1-1 on him. He walked his last time up. He's also grounded out. It is 7-2.
Yes.
The pitch is across for strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And so Nebraska trail for the first time this year against the Hastings Sodbusters 2-0, and they have plated 7 in their last 2 at-bats. And like I said, they've played at 7, and their last 5 have come without a ball leaving the infield.
Yeah, and even they scored 3 runs on a pass ball. So, again, we're doing a good job. We just can't beat ourselves.
Pitch swung on and misses. Johnson able to get a pop-up and a strikeout to get 2 outs.
Great stuff. Just has to repeat it. Good job for Tanner, and boy, that'd be a great way to get in here. We're coming in with the bases loaded and just give up 1 on that first hit batter. So now we got a chance to get out of here. We got to finish.
Cade Lynham, 9th man to come to the plate in the inning. He struck out last time up. Hits this one high in the air to center field.
Good
Lane
job.
Shires has got it measured and makes the catch. And so good job for Tanner Johnson. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, going to keep it right here. Scott Galush, any other things you'd like to talk about? Maybe
well, we got big stuff coming up this week for everybody out there that's listening. Friday night is our biggest promotion of the year, so come out. It's 9 innings of winnings. We have too much stuff to give away, which is a great problem to have. So we got a bunch of great gifts for you on Friday night. So that's going to be a great night. Saturday, we've got all kinds of people, kinds of group out here. So we're expecting big crowds over the weekend. And we got the Zap coming into town. And so we're excited about what the weekend's going to bring. Tonight, we've got a couple groups here doing a nice job. Southern Hills is here, first time ever for them. And so we're excited to have them in the park as well. And then I'm celebrating my 25th wedding anniversary today.
Hey, congratulations.
Where we normally do. My wife did come to the game today.
Sitting down there.
Yep. So she does. Since we've done baseball, we spend a lot of anniversaries at the ballpark, and we spend a lot of my birthdays at the softball field. So when you marry a coach and it's been this long, that's just what you do. So I'm happy she's here, and it's nice to, my parents were married 55 years, I think, and that's just not the case so much anymore. So my wife and I are proud of that, and got a good family, and hopefully everybody's watching. I'm sure Jake, Amanda, and Jared are watching in Virginia, Kenny, Cassandra, and Cal in Omaha, and my daughter Allie comes home on Thursday from Taiwan, which is great. I love that. She's been gone for 7 weeks. And then Maddie, my daughter who lives in Massachusetts going to school, she got home today. She's been here for about 3 weeks, so it's nice to have her around.
We're going to head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Sodbusters now trail at 7-2. They'll have 2, 3, and 4 up there against Cameron Pickens. Pickens came in to work the fourth after Cooper Tesendorf worked the first 3. Sodbusters got 2 runs, but couldn't get that big knockout blow to maybe put a huge inning together. They did score 2 in the bottom of the third, but have since given up 4 and 3. And we'll see what Shires can get done. Shires, we heard Ryan talk about the big series he had up at Badlands. 4 of his 9 RBIs for the summer coming in that 3-game series.
Yeah, he swung the bat really good. Had a triple in there. Actually got thrown out at third, which was a two great throws to get him. But he also, in like the second inning, I don't know if you were watching, but he went up over the wall and brought a home run ball back. It was a great play, and we were all excited about it. And then the top of the next inning, their right fielder went over the fence and grabbed one that Gaz had ticketed for over the fence. So they returned the favor. But nice to see Lane took a little bit break, and it's nice to see him back and playing really hard, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. And he's just one of those consummate baseball players that works hard, does the right thing, and understands the game.
And another Central Nebraska guy, I mentioned Tanner Johnson. Lane Shires also from Kearney. He's going to Northwest Missouri State. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Lane Shires, first man to bat in the bottom of the fifth. Sodbusters trailing at 7-2.
Yeah, he's got another one of those guys that has a fondness of green and yellow, because that's what they are down there too. So get through there.
Off the glove of the second baseman. Shires is going to be safe. Swafford couldn't quite get there, and I could call that an infield single until we hear different. Lane Shires aboard here in the 5th inning.
They did give him a single. That's a kind of a tweener. I think if you go ask Swafford, he said, I got to make that play.
Yeah.
But he kind of got caught between. He wasn't sure if you should go catch it or play it on a hop, and got in between. And good job, good start for the Sodbusters in the 5th.
Trying to battle back the hits. Sodbusters have out-hit Nebraska 4-3, but they trail 7-2.
Yeah, we don't need to get it all back here, but it sure be nice to scratch a couple off here, a crooked number, just to let them know that we're still here and playing hard. And that's what I like about my crew. Obviously, the record is not what we expected it to be, and it's not what we feel that, for the most part, we've played to. But, boy, when we make a mistake, we pay for it dearly. And so it's nice to see that my kids are still fighting hard, and had a long weekend in Dickinson, North Dakota. Had an extra day off yesterday, which was nice. And I'd like to see them play hard tonight, and so far that's what we've seen.
Yeah, it was an interesting schedule when I saw that come out, and the wife was mentioning to me the fact that their game is over already, and I'm thinking, over already? They've got how many hours on the road? When are they going to get back in advance of tomorrow's game? It was nice that the Prospects agreed to push the doubleheader back so you could actually have a game, because that would have been really rough to come back last night.
Trevor Varley, Coach Varley, I called him on, it would have been Sunday night. When I knew our guys was leaving, and I was doing some math, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about giving them an extra day off, because they're not going to be home till way early? And Trevor and the Prospects graciously agreed to that. I think that was the fair thing to do, and I wanted to try to take care of our guys too, because that's a long haul, and unfortunately we were supposed to play. So thanks to the Prospects and the league, it was the right thing to do, and So a little bit of rest, and now they're back competing and playing hard.
Yeah, you look at it in the 5th inning, Sodbusters have not struck out yet, and a good at bat for Cale Jensen. Jensen is walks, infield single and walk. Sodbusters can still be a part of this. Put together a little inning here. Marcos Cabranes has the 2 RBI for this Sodbuster team as he had that big 2-run single back in the 3rd.
And a really good at bat. It happened to end in a line drive, but even before that, he fouled off a lot of pitches and was a really good at bat. So it was nice to see him win that one. Needed him to get another hit here.
Nobody out. Don't hit it. A ground ball at a middle infielder. He squared the bunt, pulled the bat back, takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, as that's been one disappointing thing today. A lot of times runner at first. We've had a lot of fielder's choice grounders and a double play already with those situations.
Hard ground balls hit right at a middle infielder.
Yep.
And, it's, we're on the wrong end of the double play stats. And I say it all the time, but, it's an overrated stat. It just is a killer offensively. But what it means is typically you're hitting the ball hard. And you're a little unlucky that it's hitting right at somebody, but hats off to them. And we've just had not good fortune when we hit hard ground balls with runners on base.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Cabranes had squared each of the first 2 pitches. We'll see what he's doing right here. One of the top hitters on the team for this Hastings Sodbuster squad, as they trail it 7-2 in the 5th, trying to come back here against the Nebraska Prospects after the Prospects played at 4 in the 4th and 3 in the top of this inning. Cabranes squares to bunt and fouls it back, and now he's going to have to battle down 1-2.
Yeah, I think Joel's trying to push bunt there. If I saw the number, I remember the numbers. I think he was going for the push bunt there with the right-handed pitcher that falls off to that side and the second baseman covering. It's not a bad play, but now Marcus has got to fight and see if he can't barrel one here.
1-2 the count. Pickens would love a strikeout or a double play ball, and he puts this one just outside. 2-2 on Marcos Cabranes for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Hey, Marcos is going to stay after the season. He's going to stay here till around the 15th of August. We got him a couple jobs. He's got to pay a little bit of a bill to Arkansas Tech. And he said, "Can you help me find a job?" And we got him a job.
That's awesome.
So he's going to start. He's going to stay here a little bit. He loves it here. He's staying with Brian Hoffman and his family, and it's just been a great fit for us, and we're happy that he decided to stick around and finish the year. And not only that, he's going to be part of our community for a couple extra weeks.
And hopefully, you see guys come and go, but you'd also like to see Nick Joneses of the world come back year after year, and hopefully Marcus is another one of those guys. Maybe he'll come back next summer.
It's surely been a good experience for him. It just all depends on what goes, and we would surely. That's
line
down,
drive, left
that's
center
down,
field,
that's
and
down.
that is going to be by the left fielder. 1 run will
That's
score.
gonna be at least 2.
Here comes a second run home, and Cabranes is heading for third. The throw is not in time. Marcos Cabranes, 3 runs batted, or I should say 2 runs batted in on the 3-bagger as Hastings has 2 on the board with nobody out.
See, Steve, you do such a great job, and you remind me of those stats all the time, which sometimes gives me a headache. And well-deserved. I mean, the facts are the facts. But I just have to take my hat off to these kids. I mean, they haven't played great in a lot of spots. They surely haven't been very lucky, and yet they just keep going at it. And they keep working hard, and they've given a lot of chances where they could just throw in the towel, and they just haven't done it. And we've been beat up a few times, but not very many. And so I'm really proud of them, and I like to see them keep fighting. And our crowd doesn't care. They love to support the guys in green, and so love to see when Nick just does what he naturally wants to do, which is hit the ball away. And why he's got better is he reacts to that ball in, and he can pull the ball, but he's so good going up the middle the other way.
Yeah, Nick Jones is at the plate now, and Cooper Tesendorf probably happy to not face Nick Jones again, as Jones will pop this one up down the third base line, and that is going to fall foul.
Ooh.
3 guys could not converge, and now Nick Jones faces another 2-strike count. About a third of Cooper Tesendorf's pitches came to Nick Jones. He was double digits, both of his at-bats, and drawing those walks.
That's what Nick does.
Yep. And here, nobody out, runner at third. Jonesy just trying to ground one back up the middle, find a way to get that runner home from third. A little fundamental baseball here to make this a 2-run game.
Hey, when I get a chance, I want to say hi to Randy Jones. Randy had some medical procedure done about a week and a half ago, maybe a week ago, and I know he's doing well. And Grant's home and getting healthy. Good job. Out of way, Nick Jones.
Hit it hard right at the first baseman who could not make the play. Caden Young will be charged with an error, and coming home is Marcus Cabranes, and the Sodbusters still have nobody out, and they're within 2 runs. They'll bring the tying run to the plate here in the 5th inning as they trail it just 7-5.
And you know what? I mean, even if that's an out, that's a productive out, and the run scores. So that's just a quality at bat. Another one by Nick Jones. If I could just finish quick on the Jones family. You know, Grant was fighting an ankle, so I know Grant's not here. We miss him. He's another quality kid, a quality young man. But just want to give lots of love to the Jones family. I know they're going through a little bit of medical issues with the family, and we're thinking about them. And we appreciate the opportunity to borrow your kids a few summers. And if his last name is Jones, he's got a chance to play for the Sodbusters for sure.
Well, hopefully, like I said, Grant probably would have a chance to come back next year if he wants to.
Yep.
He's going to be, and what a cool opportunity for him. He's going to be going to Arkansas Tech to play a year with the big brother. So that'll be cool for Grant, as now he'll join Nick at Arkansas Tech.
Another one of those guys that seem to have a love of that green and gold. Arkansas Tech, maybe my favorite nickname of all time.
The Wonder Boys.
Yep.
Pitch taken
Love
high
it.
for Anthony Chavez. Chavez 1 for 2 on the day, as he's been a double producer. Did not have a double today, but it leads the team in that category for the Hastings Sodbusters.
He's just got better and better as the summer's gone on, and he's got comfortable and really swinging a good bat, and he's found better rhythm. And so we're really happy with Anthony, who every once in a while now I call Mark. The first 2 months that I talked to Mark on email and phone calls, he was Mark, and now he's Anthony. So I still haven't figured out exactly what that is. I'm going to figure it out at some point, but we're happy to have Anthony. He's doing a really good job in playing a really good third base, and the bats come around nicely.
Well, if you would listen to the Sodbuster Spotlight with Mark Anthony Chavez,
there you go.
His given name is Mark, but he's always been Anthony when it comes to athletics, and so that's what he wanted to be. Yes, he is Mark. His official name is Mark, so you're not wrong.
No, I know, but
he's Anthony for the summer. So
he's one of those guys that reached out to me, and we just sort of build a relationship, and that was back in October. So, I'm really happy to see. Didn't play real well early. Out of way. Get there. Good.
A little blooper to center field, and Cade Lynham, I think, really battled the sun right there. Could not get a good read on it. That is a single for Chavez, and you had to hope Nick Jones was going to make it to second. It was almost an 8-6 put out there at second. Instead, single, first and second, still nobody out. The Sodbusters, after giving up 7 runs in the 4th and 5th, have the tying runs on with nobody out here in the bottom half of inning number 5.
Testament to those young kids in green. Really proud of them. Landon's going to have another good at bat for us here.
Landon Gaz is 1 for 2. A double play grounder his first time up, but then singled his last time up and takes strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. So Tessendorf lasted the first 3. Pickens struggling through his second inning of work for the deep and talented Nebraska Prospects.
Yeah, we just keep having good at bats. Again, you said it yourself. We haven't had a strikeout, and we're in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So done a really good job of putting the ball in play, taking a lot of pitches, earning walks, as Tessendorf walked 5 in his outing. 1 walk so far for Pickens here, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes on Cruz. Landon Cruz, the UC Irvine recruit, one of those recent high school grads who's getting a great chance to play against college-level competition. 0-2 pitch, that's line to right field. That's a base hit. Sodbusters should
good
get
read,
one
Chavi.
right
You're
here.
going to get maybe 2. Come on, Chavi.
Gaz into second. Here comes Chavez around third. He will score. It's a 2-run double, and it is a new ball game in the bottom of the 5th as the Sodbusters have 5 on the board with nobody out.
Just good at bat, moving. We finally, we try to be too big too often, and today we're just putting the ball in play. Solid contact, but in the right spot, and good base running by Chavi to get around there and score on that double.
Isn't that baseball? We were talking, Ryan and I. The first 2 innings took like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And, pitchers dominating.
Yep.
And neither starting pitcher makes it through the 4th, and now we have a 7-7 game, and we're not through the bottom of the 5th yet.
Exactly. And look at that. We have 7 hits, just doing a great job. And
here's Josh Printer at the plate, fouling the first pitch off. For Printer is 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of ground out and a fielder's choice grounder.
he's done a good job. He's feeling a little bit better all the time. Still fighting that arm side to elbow, but he's a trooper and he keeps working hard. And he just always tells me that if he has to let it go, he will. But he's done a nice job over there at shortstop.
Yep, pretty much has become the everyday shortstop for this Sodbuster squad. He's down to the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Going to have to battle here against Pickens.
Which was the intended when we signed him. That's what we signed him for, to be the 6 for me. But unfortunately, had that little bit of a arm issue early, and he's done a good job at rehabbing it and hanging in there, being tough. And so we're happy for him, and he's been pretty consistent out there defensively.
Still looking for his next 4-year college opportunity. Hopefully he'll find that here in the next few weeks and have a chance to play somewhere in the fall and in the spring.
Yeah, we got several people that have called and contacted us about Josh, and so he's going to find a place. It's just a matter of he's got to decide which one's going to be the best fit for him. So he's I think he doesn't have very many extra base hits for us. I know he's got 2 doubles, maybe. I think 2. Actually, I may have missed one in Spearfish or
he's got 5
Dickinson.
for the year now.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I think he had 1 extra one in Spearfish and 1 in Dickinson. But he is their he's the JUCO leader in their conference with doubles. Just look at that. What a beautiful base hit.
Grounds it to the right side, right between first and second. The Sodbusters still do not have an out here in the bottom of the 5th. They have scored 5. They have runners at the corners with Kyle Hiltbrand coming to the plate.
Yeah, didn't try to do too much. Was down 2 strikes and just fed one to right field. Another great at bat.
Kyle Hiltbrand, bottom of the order. He walked his first time up, had a fielder's choice grounder in the 4th. We're now in the 5th. The 2 teams have combined to score 8 in the inning, as Nebraska had 3 in the top of the inning without the benefit of a hit. Bouncing ball left side. Third baseman retreats. Only play 2 first in time, but Hiltbrand brings home the run on the first out of the inning. 5-3, a good play from Braden Cannon, but Hiltbrand gets an RBI and brings home Gaz, and Printer ends up at second base.
Another quality out.
You bet.
Good job, good at bat, good execution by the Sodbusters.
And the Hastings Sodbusters will lead after the 5th inning. They trailed 7-2 coming into the bottom of the 5th inning, and the 9th man to bat in the inning will be Taylor Gill, who had a really good spring at Northeast Community College. He's 0 for 3 today with a run scored, and he takes high for ball 1.
Yeah, he's going to Ohio next year.
University of Ohio.
Yep, University
okay.
of Ohio. Yep. I'm sorry I didn't get that to you.
Well, I'm just happy to get his name. He just literally joined the team. I heard there was a new number 10 from Connor Christensen, and so that's what we found out. So he's going to Ohio. We'll put that down.
Yep.
Great.
2-year starter for Marcus Clapp up there at Northeast, and got a chance to go be a Bobcat up there. Again, another guy that likes green. Excuse me. Wanted to take a little bit of time off. He played a lot of baseball and was eager to come play, and he got here on Saturday, I believe. And so we're excited. Fast, good hitting, left-handed hitting second baseman. Can play some middle infielder, but he's mostly a second baseman. And so he's going to be a nice addition to what we have.
Yep, and pretty cool to have another dude in. And are there? I know there's only like 3 weeks left in the season, but is there any potential to get a couple more pitchers? Because I know we lost a couple over this last week or so.
Yeah, we've got some guys coming in. We got a guy from Pennsylvania that's coming in. It's a guy that we actually had signed early because it was kind of a package deal. His friend got injured, so he didn't want to come by himself, and his sister works for Hastings College, and he called a couple weeks ago and said, hey, I'm coming to visit my sister, and since I'm going to be here, I might as well play some baseball. So he's a big, tall drink of water, too, 6'7". Hayden Zaffino is his name, and chances are he'll pitch for us in the next couple days. Got another guy that we think is coming from California. Not sure. We thought it was done. That down. Get down. I think that's down.
Look, the right side base hit. Sodbusters will have runners at first and third with 1 out, already leading it by a score of 8-7. Nice little blooper for Taylor Gill as he's 1 for 4 on the day with a run scored.
Yeah. We're constantly on the phone, seeing if we can find people that want to come help. Jaden Juergensmeyer from Hastings College and formerly an Islander. When they get done playing with their season Legion-wise, he's going to come pitch for us a little bit. Another guy to take up a couple innings. So we're constantly looking for some guys. hope that we don't have to add too many more, but we still have 3 weeks to go, and we got to make sure that we continue to put a good product on the field, and I think we've done that. Obviously I'm unhappy. I can't stand when somebody reminds me of what our record is, but really happy for our kids. They're good kids. They're better than the record shows, and I'm glad to see them put up a good fight against a team that's really loaded.
Yeah, the Sodbusters have 6 in the inning and looking for more. Runner goes. Love the aggressiveness, too. I've seen the Sodbusters run a lot with runners at first and third today, and Shires fouled the pitch away. Shires with an infield single, 2 runs scored today for
Started
the
the
number 2
inning,
hitter in
didn't
the
he?
lineup. Yep.
Started the inning this inning?
Yep.
Yeah, that little kind of flare to second. That was kind of a tweener. Well, Gil's a 30 stolen base guy at Northeast, so he can run a little bit. So I'm sure he's going to be running, trying to stay out of the double play, especially with that guy on third.
Sodbusters trying to add to a 1-run lead as they trailed 7-2 coming into the frame. 6 have scored. There's still only 1 man out. The pitch is taken outside for 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lane Shires.
I think I would have tried to guess breaking ball there and run maybe, because if he's going to waste another one, it's probably going to be high and hard, a good pitch to throw. So.
And we'll see what they do. Britton Bond looking for the opportunity behind home plate perhaps. Runner does go, pitches outside, and they will not even throw down. So
Good.
It's a steal for Gill, and there's runners at second and third, and a 2-2 count now on Lane Shires.
Yeah, did a good job getting back in the count. Now he's got a 2-2 count, and what he's got to do there is we've got to get a quality at bat, a ground ball to the middle infielder here, and give us a chance to score another run.
The corners are playing back as well. Pretty much
There it
any
is.
grounder will get it.
Oh.
It'll come to the third baseman. His only play to first, and
He's there.
not in time.
Yes.
Throw back to third, not in time.
Yes.
Sodbuster's going to have everybody safe. Braden Cannon just took a little too long to gun it over, and Lane Shires hustled out an infield single to bring home another run. Great base running for Taylor Gill. There's runners at the corners, and the Sodbusters lead it 9-7.
A really good read by Joel and Josh Printer there on that high chopper. Really, you probably are going to hold up. That high chopper was long enough, and I think he just hesitated a little bit. Was he sure if he had time to go home or not? And Lane Shires hustling down the line beats out a base hit.
And first pitch swinging is Cale Jensen. It's into short right field, into foul territory, and over
Should be
to
a
make
run.
the play.
Maybe.
Here comes
Oh, no.
nope. They were thinking about scoring the run from third, unable to get it done. Great play for Danny Sponberg to not only make the catch, but gun home to make sure the Sodbusters couldn't get a sacrifice fly on the play off the bat of Cale Jensen.
Fantastic play by Danny Sponberg. I mean, that was a tough play. That's the hardest play for that second baseman to make. He's running full speed in foul territory, and to turn and throw a strike to home in a very quick motion was very impressive.
Yeah, and it was Sponberg, actually, the right fielder, called him off, so a little easier for that guy, but still a great play for Sponberg, who's got great wheels out in right field. And now it's going to be Marcos Cabranes, who's had a huge game today. His first pitch swinging here for the second time in the inning. He is 2 for 3, 4 RBI, and a run scored. Another RBI chance here. I would not be surprised to see him put Lane Shires in motion here against Bond to try to get second and third and a chance at maybe 2 more RBI.
Especially if Marcos gets down 2 strikes again. But he's had his first 2-out single of the game was a 2-out hit, and great jump by Lane.
Runner goes, runner coming home from third. It's a double steal. Ball gets away. Shires is going to get to third. And the Sodbusters getting it done on the base pass. Bond never hesitated through to second, but the Sodbusters never hesitated sending home Taylor Gill. After the throwing error coming home, the Sodbusters have another run on the board and a runner at third with 2 outs.
It looked like the catcher was sort of caught between there. I don't know if he threw that ball as hard as I thought he should, and then he short hopped the guy, kind of short armed it. But hey, take advantage of it. Good base running by Taylor Gill, and look at that, an 8 spot in the bottom of the 5th for the Busters, and we're not done yet.
10-7, Hastings on top at a game that was 0-0 after 2, in a game that was 2-0 after 3, and that had the Prospects having the minimum number coming to the plate through the first 3 innings. They have 4 and 3 in the 4th and 5th. The Sodbusters have 2 in the 3rd, 8 in the 5th to lead it 10-7.
Incredible, isn't it? 10 minutes ago when we were down 7-2, do you think we'd have this conversation?
No.
It's pretty nice.
And you're going to be done after this inning, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
You've been talking for 30 minutes.
I know, I'm getting tired.
So it's been quite a 5th.
And again, the thing that I'm proud of, we've earned everything we've got. We had really good at bats, and we've just got to make sure that we make them earn it. They haven't earned a lot. We've given them the vast majority of those 7 runs, and now we've got to just do a better job at making them earn it. And if they come back and get us in fine, that's not an easy play.
High bounce. Cabranes beats it out. Infield single. It's 11-7.
Beautiful.
Shire scores from third. The double steal in the air got him to third base. So the Sodbusters manufacture another one here as Cabranes has 5 runs batted in the first 5 innings of this one. And here comes Nick Jones, the 13th man to bat in the inning, as Hastings has 9 on the board in the inning.
I don't know if I really want to leave, Steve.
All right. You're the owner.
Yeah, I can do whatever
That's
I want.
right.
That's the best part of my job is I can
Just
kind of walk around wherever I want to go and do whatever I need to do. Yeah.
What am I going to tell you, Scott?
That's right.
That you have to
Exactly.
leave?
No,
That's
yeah.
right.
I can. You can tell me to leave. If I need to leave, you can tell me that. But that's the best part of my job. I usually tell people that I own a baseball team, and I typically say the following. It sounds a lot better than it really is. But I love doing what I'm doing. But it does take a lot of work, and it sure is nice to see our kids fight back the way they have tonight. And for when we through 2 innings, I was thinking, man, we're going to be out of here quick, and now we're going to be here till midnight. Who knows? But that's summer baseball. Both teams have a lot of games to play in a short period of time here in the backside of our season. So that's why you're forced to be patient with everybody that's in there, because there's just not enough guys. Although I did just see the Prospects signal that their bullpen is ready, so they've got a guy ready. I can't see who it is, but we're thinking about getting a camera down there to help you a little bit more as we move forward.
Pickens has thrown 59 pitches, and the 60th pitch hits Nick Jones, who reaches for the 2nd time in the inning and the 4th time in the game, even though he doesn't have a hit.
There he goes. Yep, and there goes Trevor.
And Trevor Varley going to have to make a move here, so we'll keep it right here. Anthony Chavez is going to face a new pitcher. Cameron Pickens can't complete 2 innings of relief work with 63 innings, or I should say 63 pitches thrown. So far the Prospects have thrown 128 pitches, and they've not gotten through the 5th inning yet.
Yeah, this is a little bit of summer baseball.
But I'll tell you what, this is you look at their pitching staff up and down the lineup. Oh my gosh, they all throw 85 miles an hour, and they bring a lot of Division I arms in, and so they have a heck of a lot of prospects on this prospect team.
Extremely talented. Yep. Darren and Trevor and the whole Prospects crew do a fantastic job, and their roster is loaded. But again, this should give our kids a lot of confidence. Not only, we're playing with the team number 32. Looks like, Steve.
Thank you.
We've taken a big shot from them, and yet we just turned around and answered right away. And boy, really proud of the guys in green.
And if this is indeed 32, Cole Kitchens will be making just his 2nd appearance this year. He's allowed no runs on 1 hit and 1 strikeout. He's from Crowder College in Arkansas, from Centerton, Arkansas. Another one of those two-way players. Hits .364 on the year, so he's more of a position player kind of guy.
I got to turn the lights on. Will you turn my mic off just for a second?
Yes. All right, so we'll do that. Scott Galusha continuing his hour-long conversation here in the 5th inning, as the Sodbusters have scored 9 in the inning, and they're not done yet, as Hastings, the hit batsman, Nick Jones, got hit by the pitch. So Cabranes is going to be at 2nd after the infield single. Nick Jones hit by the pitch, and it'll be Anthony Chavez to come to the plate. So still 2 men in the person of Cameron Pickens. Cooper Tesendorf worked the first 3, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. He walked 5 through 65 pitches, and then it's flat gotten goofy. 4 runs in the 4th for Nebraska, 3 runs in the 5th. The Sodbusters have 9 so far here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And I think the most impressive stat of this game is no strikeouts for Hastings against the first 2 pitchers of the Nebraska Prospects, because let's face it, strikeouts are an issue for a lot of teams. And coming into this game, Hastings had struck out 246 times while walking 157. So against some really good pitchers, by the way, but this prospect squad, a team ERA of 3.32, and their strikeouts to walk ratio, they had struck out 223 while only walking 93 in their summer ball.
Yeah, just really good at bats, and even the outs we've had have been positive for the most part, and that's a sign of good baseball. I know it's kind of ugly on the scoreboard right now. The last couple innings have been rough, but but offensively, we've just done a fantastic job tonight.
Cole Kitchens in there now, throws a first pitch ball to Anthony Chavez, batting for the second time of the inning. He is 2 for 3 on the day with a run scored. Hastings leads it 11-7. And we are not yet through the bottom of the 5th inning as game totally turned around with a 9 spot in the 5th after the Sodbusters trailed 7-2 coming into the frame. And this is inside, and it hits Chavez. So Anthony Chavez aboard for the second time in the inning. It'll be Landon Gaz, who had one of the big hits in the inning, the 2-run double and a run scored earlier in this frame. He's got 2 hits on the day, and the Sodbusters are trying to find a way to really gain some working margin here for their right-hander Tanner Johnson, who hasn't pitched in a long time.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he was ready even, but we had no choice but to go get him.
Right.
So it's good for him to get a little bit of a break and sort of reset. But yeah, it's going to be important. I say it all the time. You throw a big inning like this, it's so important to come out and get the leader, get the first guy in the next inning, and then good things usually happen. But there's some rumbling down there. It's probably
maybe
Tanner down there throwing would be my guess.
As the pitch is in there for a strike. Quickly 2 strikes on Landon Gaz.
Nice easy motion, and the ball kind of jumps out of that kid's arm, kind of slings it a little bit.
0-2 the count on Gaz, trying to continue this long bottom of the 5th, and the 0-2 is in the dirt. Runners will move up. Here comes the run home from third, and the 12th run is on the board on the wild pitch. Marcos Cabranes scores. Nick Jones is now at third base. Anthony Chavez to second, and the Sodbusters lead it 12-7.
It's nice to get a break like that every once in a while for us, because we've been on the wrong side of a lot of those. So yeah, let's keep it going. Gaz, finish this at bat. Let's get another base hit.
Bouncing ball left side. Third baseman's
Not
got
an easy
it.
play.
Long throw, high throw, but in time. Well played there as Braden Cannon guns down Gaz. But the Sodbusters put 10 on the board. 10 in the 5th. It is 12-7 as we head to the 6th. Good job,
All right, hey, good job. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm
work.
mostly responsible for the bottom of the 5th inning as far as I can remember. I don't remember the top of the 5th or the 6th, so we're good. Hey, I got to go to work. Appreciate it. Trevor is at the doctor with shoots, so I got a few things I got to do.
All right.
So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right.
Or tomorrow during the day.
All right. It's
Bye-bye.
Scott Galusha. So, by the way, it is a 4:15 doubleheader tomorrow for these two teams. The Hastings Sodbusters played 10 in the 5th inning and now lead it by a score of 12-7. Totally turning that game around as the Sodbusters getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits in the inning. So 10 runs, 8 hits. They leave a pair, and so the Sodbusters now have 11 hits in the contest. And taking advantage of a couple of errors. So now 3 errors on the day for the Prospects, and the Sodbusters have already stranded 7. The Prospects heading into this 6th inning after they got their 3 runs on 0 hits. Tanner Johnson out there for his 2nd inning of work. He came in with the bases loaded, nobody out, promptly hit one guy, but then got a pop-up, a strikeout, and a line-out to end the frame. Really good job for Tanner Johnson to work out of trouble. And lo and behold, Tanner Johnson, you have an opportunity to be the winning pitcher here. Just find a way to put up some zeros, and we'll see if Hastings can close things out and beat the Prospects for the first time this year. Nebraska had beaten Hastings 14-5, 18-7, and 3-0 in a really well-played game back on June 20th. Today it's been... It's just fun when the home team's ahead. And Hastings has jumped on top twice. They took a 2-0 lead, 7 straight for Nebraska, but now Hastings gets 10 on the board to lead it 12-7. So they're back in front. A lot of heart and grit and determination shown by this Sodbuster crew, but now need to find a way to get some solid relief work here because this game is not over. Danny Sponberg will come to the plate. This is a prospect squad which has been outstanding on the offensive side throughout the course this year, and Sponberg takes it high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Danny was hit by a pitch his first time up. Caden Casella really struggled in his last inning of work. He ended up walking 2 and hitting 3 and had to be taken out. So Johnson came in for him. Johnson hit his guy, but then got the next 3 out. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike on the Creighton Prep product, Danny Sponberg. 1-1, nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Sodbusters have a 12-7 lead. Here's the pitch, and this one is hit hard to the third baseman. Chavez has got it. Sets, throws, in time, looking more and more comfortable at that third base spot. And now we're going to get another update here from Scott Galusha.
Hey, just real quick. First of all, we're getting x-rays on Jacob Schutz.
Okay.
So he's at Mary Lanning right now waiting on x-rays. Just wondered if the parents were, I'm not sure if they're here or watching, but
all right.
He seemed to be okay, in good spirits, but it does look like there's an issue with
left hand.
The left hand, the bone below your thumb, if that's what we're looking at, but he should be fine. And I just wanted to say, too, the key was get the leader in that inning, right?
Yep.
And we did. Good play by Chavi, but thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, pitch is inside and missing for the Nebraska Prospects, and it looks like they perhaps have gone to the bench. New man in there, and he drills it to right field, going back and making a running grab as the Hastings right fielder Kyle Hiltbrandt. So the new man was Trey Mungin. Mungin gave it a ride, but he's out. And nice job for Kyle Hiltbrandt, and there are 2 quick outs, and a great job for Tanner Johnson to get the first 2 out. He's now retired 5 in a row. And a chance to work a 1-2-3-6, and there is nothing more demoralizing to a team. You put 10 on the board. If you can find a way to put a quick 0 on the board against them, really keep the momentum on your side. Colin Lynham swings and misses, no balls and 1 strike. Lynham has walked and been hit by a pitch and scored 2 times, batting in the 2 spot, the batting order. A 12-7 is the score. If you tuned away and came back, it's been a weird turn of events. After we played the first 3 innings at about 15 minutes, it felt like. It has bogged down a little bit, but the home team has found a way, after giving up 7 runs in a row, to put a 10 spot on the board. And the pitch is missing for a ball. It's now 3-1 on Colin Lynham. And after Danny Sponberg grounded out and Trey Mungin, a pinch hitter at the top of the order, lined out to right, Colin Lynham takes a strike right here, and it's not going to be 3-2. He was about a third of the way down to first base, thinking it was ball forward. He'll have to step back in now, and Tanner Johnson still a chance to get out of this with a 1-2-3 inning. 12-7 is the score. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball left side. Printer charges, backhands, throws. In time, he knew Lynham could fly, and Printer unleashed a great throw. 1-2-3 go the Prospects in the 6th. We're in the bottom half of inning number 6. 12-7 Sodbusters. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Out of the bottom half of the 6th inning, as Sodbusters plating 10 runs on 8 hits in the 5th inning. They stranded 2. They now have 12 runs on 11 hits, while limiting the Prospects to 7 runs on 3 hits through the first 6. The Sodbusters trying to find a way to work their way through the final third of this, and they're not done scoring yet, hopefully, as Cole Kitchen's out for his first full inning of work. He had only 1 appearance, but they're not wanting to use any of their high-end guys, trailing it by 5, and so with 2 more games on the horizon, Trevor Varley electing to use a seldom-used pitcher here, and hopefully the Sodbusters can make them pay for that and continue their strong approach at the plate. No strikeouts in the first 5 innings and 12 runs scored as Josh Printer will come to the plate now, 1 for 3 with a runs scored for the Sodbuster shortstop, and made a good play to end that top of the 6th inning on a throw out of Colin Lynham, who flat flies. 1-0 the count on Printer. Pitch is low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hastings doing a little bit of everything well today. Had that double steal last inning, and then an error on that same play allowed the Sodbusters to get a runner to third, and they've scored on an infield single on the next batter. Pitch across for a strike. 2-1 on Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters in the 8th spot of the batting order, with Kyle Hiltbrand waiting on deck. 2-1 delivery. Inside for ball 3, 3-1. Hiltbrand made a great running grab to rob Trey Mungin of perhaps 3 bases. Top of this frame. Ball 4. So Josh Printer aboard. First man up there in the 6th inning for the Hastings Sodbusters, and now Kyle Hiltbrand will bat.
Yeah, you score 10 in the 5th, but Sodbusters have seen bigger leads. They lead by 5 now. They've seen bigger leads slip away. So got to keep your foot on the gas here and keep the offense moving.
Hiltbrand to the plate, runner at first and nobody out. The encouraging sign, though, was the Hastings Sodbusters getting a 1-2-3 frame immediately following that 10-run inning, just to keep that prospect team a little bit down, you hope. But this certainly a Nebraska team which is capable of mounting a big comeback with their offense. Pitch inside, and it hits Hiltbrand. So first and second, nobody out. The 8 and 9 hitters have reached, and now 1, 2, and 3 coming up, trying to really make Cole Kitchens pay for his wildness. As here comes Taylor Gill, a nice addition already. A single and 2 runs scored, and also 2 stolen bases his last time. Stole second and then stole home on the back end of that double steal. He is a tremendous steal guy. Played 2 years at Northeast Community College, and we found out he's actually going on D1, guys. He bunts it third base side. That could be a no man's land. No chance. Bases loaded. Infield single for Taylor Gill. The Ohio Bobcat is now at first base, and they're full up with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Hastings Sodbusters.
When it's working, it just keeps going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sodbusters finding those spots. Seems like they've plugged every gap, hit the ball where every prospect fielder is not today.
Pitch taken high to Lane Shires, who had 2 infield singles in the 5th inning. He is now 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a run batted in for the Hastings Sodbusters. Takes this pitch outside, 2-0 on Shires. So Cole Kitchens battling his way through his first full inning of work. I'm sure Trevor Varley doesn't want to go too much deeper in the bullpen with a pair of 7-inning games on the agenda tomorrow. Pitch taken for a strike, 2-1 the count. One guy not in uniform for the Nebraska Prospects is Jackson Jelkin. Sodbusters didn't get a chance to see him as the pitch is fouled away. But that prospect, Bellevue West grad, the former Husker commit, who was actually going to go to the University of Houston, he was drafted in the 14th round by the Dodgers. So congratulations to him for a lot of things. Say, Husker recruit, going to go to play ball in a pretty good program, the Houston Cougars, and now he's got a choice to be made. Does he go take his professional contract or go to college? Shires lines this one in the air to right field. Should be deep enough to score the run. And indeed, the Sodbusters will get their 13th on the board. Great throw from Sponberg. You're kind of glad you had a little speed on the bases with Josh Printer coming in and sliding. That is sacrifice fly for Shires, who has 2 RBI in the game. And the Sodbusters take a 13-7 lead.
Good play from Shires just to get it in the air and get the run home. Little surprised to see Kyle Hiltbrand still at second. That throw came home. He should have easily made it to third there.
That's just what I was saying. You want to take advantage of those opportunities, because now you know what's going to happen. It's going to be a ground ball to a middle infielder, and you would have scored another run here with only 1 man out. But we'll see how it all works out. Cale Jensen trying to keep it going here as the first 3 reach for the Sodbusters before that sacrifice flies. The pitch taken high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jensen. A walk, a hit batsman, an infield single, and a sacrifice fly have scored a run. 2 RBI to go along with 3 runs scored for Lane Shires. Pitch taken upstairs for a ball. 2-1 on Jensen. Hiltbrand runs at second base, and at first it's Taylor Gill. The newcomer has been an immediate impact for this Hastings team. Pitch is taken inside. 3 balls and a strike now on Jensen. With Marcos Cabranes waiting on deck. All he's done is knocked in 5 through 5 innings. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To put that in perspective, he had 10 RBI for the year coming into today. 3-2 pitch, high for ball 4. So Jensen aboard for the 3rd time today with his 3rd walk. He's 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored. And here's Marcos Cabranes. 2-run single in the 3rd, 2-run triple, and an infield single in the 5th. He had 3 runs batted in those 2 at-bats to go along with 2 runs scored. So it's been quite a day already, and we're just in the 6th inning for this Hastings Sodbusters squad. 13-7. And like you said, no lead is safe. Just keep on keeping on if you're the Hastings Sodbusters trying to add some more. Sure want to get one more. Any old fly ball to a decent part of the park should get the runner home from 3rd. And Cabranes pops this one foul and out of place, quickly down to the count, 2 strikes against Cole Kitchens. Hastings has been really good with 2 strikes today about prolonging at-bats, and I hate to even mention it, but Hastings has not struck out in the game against what is now the 3rd prospect pitcher. 0-2 pitch is on the way, and 1-2 the count on Marcos Cabranes.
Close pitch there. I thought you just jinxed it there, Steve. Pretty close ball to take there.
1-2 pitch on the way. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. While they walked 5 times against Tessendorf, Pickens came in, and he walked a couple. He's gone now. And high fly ball left field. That should be deep enough to score the run. Lynham has it measured. He makes the catch. Hiltbrand will come home. He will score. They may appeal to 3rd.
I think he might have left early.
And that's kind of what I thought. I've not seen the appeal as of yet. Stepped on the bag. But apparently, did the home plate umpire just rule safe? I think he did rule safe. So that's, yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought he left a little bit early.
I think they might have gotten away with one there.
Well, it's not like the Sodbusters have had many breaks this year. Take it. Just take it. And it's now 14-7. You know, it won't be long. Big Ten football is going to be here, so it just feel like a football score. Here's a hard shot from Jones, straightaway center. Going back, though, and making the play is Lynham. And the Sodbusters will settle for 2. But another good go as they get some add-on runs, and they lead by a touchdown. 14-7 after 6. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain? Lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Hey, we head to the 7th inning. The Hastings Sodbusters lead it by a score of 14-7. Ryan Valenta, get you back on the play-by-play chair. It's been a while. You ready?
Steve, you probably have enough highlights for your reel just in this game that you could get the next job at ESPN with all those layoffs. I hear they're hiring, so.
That was fun. It was just so fun to see a 10-spot put on the board now. Finish the deal. 9 outs. Let's get a win.
And especially for Scott in the booth with you, too. Like, that's got to be a sight for sore eyes for Mr. Galusha. He's had his innings here where, I mean, I was talking with him in the Independence Day Fremont game. We were talking on good terms. Fortunately, that game ended sour, but hopefully for Scott, he brings some good luck here. First pitch swinging is Trey Palmer. Tanner Johnson back out to the mound for the Sodbusters. Johnson had to come on in a little bit of a pinch in relief of Caden Cusella, who could not find the zone as he walked 2 and hit 3 batters. But Johnson has been very, very good so far, as there's strike 2 to Tyler Palmer. Johnson with 2 complete innings, 1 strikeout and no walks. Sodbusters with 4 walks and 2 strikeouts for their pitching staff today. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 1-2 to Tyler Palmer. Palmer singled and scored in the 4th. And also reached base via hit by pitch and a fielder's choice. Swings and misses at the off speed from Johnson. And Palmer is struck out, just the 3rd strikeout for both teams today. And there is 1 out here in the 7th.
Really loved Johnson's approach after his team put up 10 in the 5th inning. Worked a 1-2-3-6 that gets the first out here in the 7th. Just keep pounding the zone, boy, with your team up by 7, and that's a pretty good recipe to win a game here at Duncan Field.
Ever since the last inning, the 5th inning, Sodbusters have been firing on all cylinders. Scary moment in the 4th inning, could have turned a whole lot worse, but Sodbusters able to bounce back, and now they have a 7-run lead. They've scored 14 times on 11 hits, with the credit of 3 prospect errors. There's a fastball right down the gut for strike 1. Johnson delivers 1-1, and taking high for ball 2 is a pinch hitter, Jackson Trout, who's on for Caden Young. Young finishes his day 0 for 2 with an RBI. Trout smokes this one to left, and that falls in front of Cale Jensen for a base hit. So pinch hit appearance, Trout is on board. He's 1 for 1, and the Prospects have a man on with 1 out.
Say, you're thinking, oh, they're just getting backups, some at-bats here, you know, the guys who don't get a chance to play. Jackson Trout, 313 with a team-best 21 runs batted in. So they're pretty deep, and Trout was going to have the night off, but now he's aboard.
So next batter is Britton Bonds. Backstop for the Prospects, takes strike 1. He's in the Prospect dugout with the old cannon in our last inning, and you could hear Coach Trevor Varley telling everybody, be ready. He might put anybody into pitch today. Trout swings and misses. Trout, one of those guys who has made an appearance on the mound, albeit 1 inning. But like we mentioned, don't want to use up too much pitching today. You have 14 innings to play tomorrow. 0-2 to Bond. Grounded to the left side. Chavez fields, goes to second for 1, on to first, and just not in time for the 5-4-3 double play. Bond, the catcher running, doesn't get down the line too well, and he beats it by that much. Sodbusters that close to an inning double play.
Excellent job, though, for Chavez to not try to do too much. Made a solid play, good throw, a very easy ball to handle for the second baseman, Taylor Gill. Gill with a nice turn, and you'll take that, get the out.
Chopped foul for Jackson Meyer. Third at bat for Meyer. He has one of the 4 Prospect hits today. 1 for 3. That 1 hit produced an RBI in the 4th inning. So Bond at first with 2 outs. Ground ball weakly. A high hop for Taylor Gill, and gets it his man for out number 3. Tanner Johnson, 3 sparkling innings so far. As the Sodbusters put up their 2nd consecutive 0, they lead 14-7. It's stretch time in Hastings. Sodbusters looking for more after this.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
I just heard from Trevor, and we have no broken bones.
thought for sure we had a broken bone.
All right.
So hopefully.
That is Scott Galusha updating us on the condition of Jacob Suits. And X-rays come back negative. So they have Sodbusters feared Jacob Suits may have broken a bone in that glove hand, but Suits is good. No broken bones to speak of, so that's good to hear. A scary moment in the 4th inning. Suits was writhing in pain just in front of home plate, and glad to hear that Jacob's all right. So Sodbusters firing away here at these Prospects here at Duncan Field. They've scored 12 times in the past 2 innings. Anthony Chavez, first pitch swinging, pops it up, and Kitchens, the pitcher, will take it himself. Say, what's the pitcher doing taking that fly ball? He's a position player and a pitcher, so he knows how to field a fly ball. So he disposes of Chavez on 1 pitch for out number 1.
Certain Trevor Varley very happy about that over in the Prospects dugout, trying to get a few more out of Kitchens. Meanwhile, the Sodbusters trying to find a way to get 6 more outs and earn a home victory and their first win of the year against the Prospects.
First pitch swinging is Landon Gaz, fouls that to the parking lot for strike 1. Prospects have only lost 4 times in 25 games. 3 of those coming at the hands of the Fremont Moo and 1 against the Casper Spuds. Sodbusters would just be the 3rd team as that's off the helmet of Gaz. Look out. Gaz is plunked by the pitch and appears to be a little stunned. But he's up on his feet and walking himself, so that's a good sign. You never want to get hit up by the head area. And Joel Skipper will make sure that his first baseman's all right.
And you're hoping it didn't get underneath the helmet because it was kind of right below the right ear, and but it looks like Gaz is going to be okay as he heads down to first base. And Sodbusters have 1 on, 1 out now for their 8 and 9 hitters.
And that is Kitchen's 3rd hit batter of this outing. So 1 2/3 innings now is walk 2 and hit 3 while giving up 2 runs. So Gaz is all right. He strolls down to first, and here's Josh Prinner. Prinner 1 for 3. Singleton scored, part of the big 5th inning. High and tight, and Prinner spins back. 1-0. Gaz at first base. 1-0. Prinner chops that foul over towards Joel Skipper in the 3rd base coaching box. And Skipper makes the play on a couple hops. Good job, Joel. (14-7). Sodbusters enjoying one of their best days here at home this year. Ball 2 is outside to Josh Prinner. Printer still looking to get some attention from a new school here. Line to short and off of the shortstop Palmer as that ball just ate him up on a line shot. Took 1 hop and not able to make the play. And that's actually Nathan Cunningham at shortstop now. As 25 boots the ball, Cunningham with his first chance makes the error. And I suppose they're going to give him a hit since that ball was such a hard hit. Here's Kyle Hiltbrand. First pitch out of play.
That's a big Dally's foul ball. Right behind right field, you'll find
So in addition to Cunningham at short, Trey Mungin in the game at second base. As Hiltbrand pops this out of play to the left side. Jackson Trout comes in at first base for Caden Young. Outfield remains the same as far as we are aware. Hiltbrand down 0-2 and spoils that pitch. Remains in the count. Gaz at second, Printer at first. And they do indeed give Printer a base hit on that hard smash towards shortstop. Hiltbrand trying to add on here. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Gaz rounds third. He's coming home. The throw from Lynham is cut off, and Hiltbrand drives one in, and he says, finally, in his 5th appearance, he gets a hit and joins in on the fun, has an RBI. And Sodbusters lead by 8. It's 15-7, and they've scored in each of the past 3 innings.
Tremendous job for Hastings to tack on after the little pop-up to begin the frame. Hit batsman, single and single, and the Sodbusters add another.
First pitch is down low to Taylor Gills. Had a nice Sodbuster debut. 2 singles in his past 2 at-bats. As he smacks one to right field. The ballpark will hold that. Spongberg lines it up. Both runners tag. Just Printer advances to third, and he will make it standing up. As a loud sound for Taylor Gill. And he'll have to learn that Duncan Field is going to eat that one up all the time, but still gets the runner over to third.
And I'm excited just in the early returns of Gill, Division I prospect. Going to be an Ohio Bobcat in the fall and next spring, and a lot of speed, got some pop. He can steal bases. This is going to be fun to have him over the last 3 weeks.
Lane Shires pops this up to the first base side, but will get out of play. Shires has had himself a pretty darn good day. Shires 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies and has scored himself 3 times. In the air to center field. That is Cade Lynham making the play off to the right side of center field. Sodbusters get another one. They have scored 13 times in the past 3 innings, and they lead by 8 with 2 innings to play.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary.
7 complete here in Hastings. Sodbusters have put up 15 here against the Prospects. You are seeing that correctly. 15 runs for the Sodbusters against the best team in the Independence League right now. Tanner Johnson back out on the mound for the Sodbusters. He will go for his 4th inning of work here at Duncan Field.
There they are. Scott and Karen Bluch, everybody getting ready.
With that run the last inning, the Sodbusters have now scored 15 runs, the most in a game this season. Their previous best was against Oahe when they put up 14 runs en route to a 14-1 victory, but still 2 innings to go. The final touches yet to be put on this as Tanner Johnson delivers ball 1. And pinch hitter for the Prospects, Nathan Cunningham, who actually came on as a defensive replacement last inning, as he bats for Braden Cannon in the 7-hole. Breaking ball and lays off of that. Good eye by Cunningham there. Cunningham on the year in his 17 games, a .299 average. Has a team-high 25 strikeouts, 5 doubles, a triple, and 13 runs batted in. Johnson with a 3-1, and he went around. Cunningham tried to hold up his swing, but not able to do so. Count goes now to 3-2. Full count pitch, breaking ball, and fought that one off. And Cunningham stays alive. Hastings bouncing back in a big way as there's ball 4 to Cunningham and gets back to the screen. In the 3-game series against Badlands, Sodbusters combined the 3 games only scored 8 times. Scored 4 runs in the first and last games and were shut out in the middle game. Hastings in prime position to snap their 6-game skid here tonight. Here's strike 1 to Cade Lynham. As Lynham is yet to record a hit on the day, he is 0 for 3. Slashed foul to the left side for strike 1. So Cunningham works the leadoff walk. As Johnson had retired the leadoff man in the past 2 innings. Off speed, just does not catch the outside corner. And count goes to 1-2. Approaching 2.5 hours of game time. In fact, we've already hit that here at 9:07 here in Hastings. Good block by Cabranes to keep that in front. Count goes to 2-2. Johnson now with 42 pitches in his outing here tonight. It's been the tungsten arm for the Sodbusters this season. And he misses ball 3. That's now 3 straight. As the count goes full once again to another prospect batter. Tanner's longest outing was last appearance against Badlands. Ground ball to first. Gaz scoops it up, goes to second, and throws it into left field. Runner will get up at Cunningham and advance to third, and runners will be at first and third with nobody out. And that'll be the second error of the game for Landon Gaz as that throw sailed Printer, who had no shot to knock that one down.
And I know that's probably the fundamentally sound play, but 8-run lead, I would not have been disappointed to see him just go back and step on the bag to get the first out. And now, all of a sudden, the Prospects thinking big inning here. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Johnson did what he needed to do, prompt a ground ball, but now Hastings look out.
Just got to get back on the horse and keep throwing strikes. Can be demoralizing to a pitcher, but nothing you can do about it. Nobody out, runners at the corners. And strike 1 to Danny Spongberg on the outside part of the plate. Spongberg 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and is grounded out twice. He bats in the 9-hole for the Prospects. The 0-1 to him, and swing and a foul tip back to the screen. Inside fastball there from Johnson. Might have been ball 1, but could not lay off. Oh, 2 pitch from Johnson. Fastball and outside. Spongberg lays off. Johnson has worked 3 innings so far. He's going for 4 here. Breaking ball misses high. Had the inner part of the plate, just did not come down far enough. And count goes to 2-2. Johnson has gotten to 2 strikes for both these hitters so far, but has not put them away. Spoils that pitch. Spongberg puts it out of play. Nothing doing for the Sodbuster bullpen right now. This is Johnson's game for the moment, as he tries to protect an 8-run lead. Prospects threatening with runners on the corners and nobody out. Up high for ball 3, so Johnson has worked the count full to each of the 3 Prospect hitters in this inning. Payoff. Softly hit to right field. Hiltbrand lines it up, makes the catch. Runner tags and comes home. They'll throw to second and concede the run. And there's a first out there. And they keep the runner Lynham at first base. So sacrifice fly from Spongberg scores Cunningham, and 15-8.
You'll take that. Take the out for the run right there, and now just minimize. If you're Johnson, find a way to get a couple outs here and take a lead, which is still in pretty good shape at 7 into the final frame.
First pitch to Trey Mungin is a strike. Mungin came on in the 6th inning, replacing Easton Swafford, and flew out in the 6th inning, so he's 0 for 1. Wave and a miss at the breaking ball, low and away. First pitch was an outer fastball. They picked the same location with the breaking ball, and Mungin swings and misses. So again, Johnson ahead on a hitter, 0-2. Can he put him away? Ground ball to the left side and past the diving Chavez into left field for a base hit. As Mungin is on with his first hit, he's 1 for 2 as Lynham advances to second. And now you have first and second with 1 out. And you go to Colin Lynham here, who's been one of the better hitters for this prospect squad.
2, 3, and 4 coming up. Again, Johnson just trying to minimize. Still a chance to get out of this with no more damage done as this prospect squad trying to put a big crooked number on the board to give themselves a chance in the 9th.
Prospects already with 2 crooked numbers. And again, to left field, base hit. And that's first pitch swinging. And base hit for Colin Lynham, as brother Cade will stop at third, and that loads the bases with 1 out. Off-speed pitch there, and Lynham wasted no time putting that into left field.
So Palmer bats now. We think he moved over to third base when Cunningham came into the shortstop position for this prospect squad, who are now mounting a little bit of a comeback. Had the walk and the error, and now the door open.
First pitch strike to Palmer, and if you're the Prospects, this is the guy you want up. The 2 games against Fremont, he went 5 for 10, including a 4-hit game in Saturday's contest in Fremont. 0-1 to him, swing and a miss. That's the other thing, too. If Tyler Palmer has struck out 15 times in 49 at-bats, so prone to the punch-out here, that would be huge right here. 0-2. Called strike 3. Perfect paint job, and Palmer knew it. He'll head back to the dugout for out number 2. Great pitch by Johnson to get rid of him on 3 pitches.
Palmer goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. The first time looking, and Johnson gets him twice on strikes. So now we'll see if he could find a way to get Jackson Trout out, who singled his last appearance against Johnson.
And he takes a called strike. So Johnson commanding the strike zone early in the count in this inning against the Prospect hitters. Delivered strike 1. As there's a wave and a miss there. Trout went fishing and comes up with an empty rod. So 0-2 to Jackson Trout. Big pitch here. Ground ball to Chavez at third. He waits, fires a long way to first. Perfect throw. There's out number 3, and Johnson dances out of trouble, and he strands the bases loaded in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Sodbusters still enjoy a 7-run lead. Prospects down to their last 3 outs, but Sodbusters trying to add more. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Sodbusters back at the dish, looking to add on. to their already momentous 7-run lead here in Hastings.
Other scores: Oahe leading Fremont. That game's still in progress, 2-1, and an early lead for the Badlands Big Sticks as they're on top of Casper by a score of 1-0.
And that's a team, the Oahe Zap, they're a team that have gotten hot here. They were fighting with the Sodbusters for last place in the division, but weekend wins, they have now surpassed 10 wins. They have 11 wins. As there's a single to right field for Cale Jensen. Hit that off the end of the bat, but hard enough to find that hole in right field as he's aboard with a leadoff single.
Doesn't that figure? Why getting hot? They're going to come to the Duncan Field location to play the Sodbusters this weekend. Really should be a fun series, and including the big winning day on Friday that Scott talked about during our interview.
Oahe Sodbusters have seen on the road 2 separate times, but they will come to Duncan Field this weekend for a 3-game series after the Sodbusters finish up the Prospects here, their midweek matchup. 1-0 to Marcos Cabranes, and Kitchens went head-hunting there, but Cabranes able to duck out of the way and produces a sheepish smile as he dodges that one. Smoke to left field. Watch out, Sodbuster bullpen. That pitch was loud.
And it's just nice to not face a guy who's throwing 85 miles an hour. It seemed like, the front end, the top end of this prospect squad, very good. Kitchens, more of a position player. He hits about 80 miles an hour.
A 2-1. Looked like a breaking ball there, and that comes in there for strike 2.
Pretty 68 mile an hour there for the second strike.
That's always something nice to have in your back pocket. So Cabranes now with a 2-2 count. And hit to center field. Lynham, about 3 steps over to his right, puts it away for out number 1 as Jensen retreats to first. So Nick Jones will be the next man to the plate. Jones flew out to end the 6th inning, and he's had himself a nice day. Walk, reached on an error, hit by pitch, and a flyout. His 5th plate appearance, the only one in not reaching. That's into center field for a base hit. Didn't hit it too hard, but drove it where they ain't. As Nick Jones is on board, and that's just his first hit today, but he's on base for the 5th time.
Yeah, anybody had a louder 0 for 2 day than Nick Jones. Remember his first 2 at-bats, he saw about 20 pitches, walked in both those. The good table setter for this Hastings team, and now awarded with a hit this time as the Sodbusters trying to get tack on runs.
So now Anthony Chavez bats. Team leader in doubles, has 2 singles today. So good day for Chavez, as he's also reached base from a hit by pitch. 1-0 to him. Into center field. Lynham racing in, and it falls in front of him for a base hit. They'll throw to second. No, Lynham will eat that and toss it in there, not risking a bad throw. And that's a bloop single for Chavez, and 2 softly hit balls produce 2 singles, and that loads the bases.
Neat to see a few of those fall for the Sodbusters. They've had really solid shots this year, which ended up in loud outs. Think back to all those games against Casper, but today, finding some holes.
Been a sight for sore eyes, to say the least. Landon Gaz, who was hit on the helmet last time, sees one up by his head again. Pitches down low. Gaz does crowd the plate a little bit more than normal hitters. His foot right on that back edge of the chalk. Wave and a miss. Good breaking ball from Kitchens. And Gaz out in front. Count is 2-1. 2-0 count there. You are not really expecting the off speed there, especially from a position player. Just got a piece of that one. Count goes 2-2 on the foul ball. Kitchens now over 60 pitches on his outing. And good take there as Gaz able to lay off. Starting 9 for the Sodbusters. Everyone now has a base hit with Nick Jones' single here earlier this inning. 3-2, and Yaz chased ball 4 as he strikes out for the first time tonight. He's retired. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs for Josh Printer.
And not only that, I was hoping it was going to happen that the Sodbusters were not going to have a strikeout as a team. That is the first strikeout for a Sodbuster. Tremendous job of putting the ball in play against these Nebraska pitchers, the third of the day.
And just to think there, if you lay off that pitch, that's ball 4. But we'll take it. Printer grounds that foul towards the Buster dugout. In addition to every Sodbuster with a hit, 6 of the 9 of them have a multi-hit game. Leaders with Cabranes with 3 hits. Also Anthony Chavez with that single, also with a 3-hit game. Here's ball 2 to Josh Printer. And no place to put him. So got to throw strikes here. Popped up. In the shallow outfield, going all the way out to Cunningham, and he puts the squeeze on that for out number 3. Sodbusters load the bases, but can't tack on any insurance. However, they lead by 7 going into the 9th inning. Sodbusters need 3 outs to record their 3rd win at Duncan Field this year. Top of the 9th coming up right after this.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover.
Top of the 9th inning, last call for the Prospects. Sodbusters need 3 outs, and with a 7-run lead, you got to like where the Sodbusters are right now.
Tanner Johnson will go out and try to finish things off. What an effort for Tanner Johnson. 4 innings pitched so far, 1 run, 3 hits. He struck out 3. One of the key stats for him, he's walked only 1. And remember, he hit the first batter he faced, hasn't hit another guy. Just a tremendous outing, his best outing of the year. And maybe it's all about figuring out that next college stop. He just found out earlier today he's going to go to Northeast Community College, and kind of excited about that. And Northeast, Marcus Clapp, going to be happy to have this version of Tanner Johnson if he can get 3 more outs for the Hastings Sodbusters, as he's going to be going against 5, 6, and 7. First pitch is ball 1 to Britton Bond. 1 ball and no strikes to the catcher, who drove in a run by being hit by the pitch with the bases loaded back in an ugly 5th inning for the Sodbusters. I should say an ugly top half of the 5th inning for the Sodbusters. They gave up 3 but scored 10 to turn this game around. Pitch fouled back. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bond. Get that first out if you're Tanner Johnson. Did a great job of minimizing the damage after he ended up walking a guy and seeing an error committed behind him for the 7 and 8 hitters, allowing just that 1 run to come across. Johnson atop the hill. The Kearney High product brings home the 1-2 pitch. And Bond fouls it back. It's still 1-2 on Britton Bond, with Myron Cunningham scheduled to bat for the Prospects here in the 9th. So Hastings trying to win its first game against the Prospects in 4 tries. 1-2 pitch. Line drive, right side, but foul. That remains 1-2. A 7-inning doubleheader. Games tomorrow, 4:15 for the first game. They'll take a quick break and turn around and play a second game. This 3-game series, the modified 3-game series, was supposed to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 9 innings, but Prospects being very gracious about the fact that Hastings had to come all the way back from Badlands. They arrived back in Hastings at 8:30 in the morning, and Scott Galusha made the call on Sunday night, hey, would you guys be willing to play Tuesday, Wednesday instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And Trevor Varley said, you bet. 2-2 pitch on the way. High, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Britton Bond. Hastings trying to find a way to close things out. They've had some disappointments here at home and lost late inning leads on a couple of occasions. Swing and a miss. Bond goes down on strikes. Johnson has been so solid today. His 4th strikeout to open the 9th inning, and now we face Jackson Meyer. Meyer comes to the plate. He had an infield single and knocked in a run back in the 4th. He's also scored a run, 1 for 4 for Jackson Meyer, the DH for the Nebraska Prospects. Lofts this one high in the air, right field. Hiltbrand started out, now comes in, now rimming, and overruns it. It's off his glove. Meyer's going to be at second, and that's going to be an error. The 4th of the game on the Sodbusters, as Kyle just never got a great look at that one, and unfortunate there's 1 on and 1 out now for Nate Cunningham.
And there's a light in the middle of in between third base and home plate. I have to believe maybe that played a little bit of a factor in that pop-up there. It's easy to get lost in the lights here with this dark sky.
15-8 the score, however, and you're a little more comfortable with that 7-run lead, so no panic time yet. Nate Cunningham to the plate, but great job for Tanner Johnson to prompt what seemed to be routine fly ball to right, but turned out to not be so. Cunningham at the plate and takes a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cunningham. He came in defensively and then has had at bat since then, walked and scored a run back in the 8th inning. Came in at shortstop, replacing the 3rd baseman, Cannon, in the lineup, with Palmer transitioning from short to 3rd on the defensive side. 1-2 now, the count on Cunningham. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, Tanner Johnson, trying to pick up the win for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1-2 pitch. And it's low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cunningham. And for the Sodbusters, Tanner Johnson, it would be his first win of the year. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 outs in the inning, so a pair of strikeouts sandwiched around the air. Runner at second, and here comes Cade Lynham, the last hope for the Nebraska Prospects. A ground out, a strikeout, a line out, and a fielder's choice grounder for Cade Lynham, batting in the 8th spot, 0 for 4. Pitch is a little bit low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Cade Lynham. Hastings trying for its 3rd home win of the year in 19 tries. As the 1-0 delivery. And that's baseball. Playing the best team in the Independence League. Prospects a fresh squad after they had yesterday off, and they come in, and the Sodbusters put a 10 spot on the board in the 5th to totally turn this game around. Pitch across for strike, 2-1 the count on Cade Lynham, as Hastings 2 strikes away from picking up a victory here to open the series against Nebraska. 2-1 delivery. Hard hit ball down the right field line. That is trouble, but that is foul. That's been another thing about tonight. That Sodbusters have caught some breaks. There's a hard hit ball that's been foul. They've had some bloopers fall in their 17-hit outburst against the Nebraska Prospects. And a great approach at the plate. Just 1 strikeout for the entire team for the Sodbusters against what has been a very solid pitching staff for this Nebraska Prospects crew. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Prospects down to their final strike. Tanner Johnson trying to pick up the win in relief. Misses inside. It's 3-2. And Cabran is to his feet after stumbling there after blocking it. 3-2 the count to Lynham. Tanner Johnson trying to close out 5 innings of tremendous relief work. Pitch popped up, foul, and out of play. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Johnson came in a jam, hit the first man he faced, but then set down the next 3, setting the tone for what would be a tremendous outing. Johnson, right-hander, the business major in college, brings home the payoff pitch. High for ball 4. So we're not done yet. Lynham aboard. First and second now, and Danny Sponberg will come to the plate, the number 9 hitter. Sponberg with a sacrifice fly his last time up. He's also scored a run. Overall 0 for 3 in the game for Danny Sponberg. First and second, 2 outs. Sodbusters still in good shape, leading at 15-8. No action behind Tanner Johnson. High for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Sponberg. don't want to have to use another pitcher with 14 innings on the agenda tomorrow. Have an off day Thursday and then a big weekend series with Oahe this weekend. High fly ball center field. Lane Shires on his horse into the right field gap. On the run, makes the catch. Game over. Hastings Sodbusters pick up a win against the Nebraska Prospects. A tip of the hat to Tanner Johnson and to the Hastings offense as they blow out the Nebraska Prospects, turning a 5-run deficit into a 7-run win. 15-8 the final. We'll talk about it right after this, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Hastings Sodbusters with a win today, 15-8. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, as we come to you today from Duncan Field. An impressive turnaround as Hastings scores 10 runs in the fifth to erase a 5-run deficit. They go on to win it by a score of 15-8, 15 runs, 17 hits. Hastings did have 4 errors. Nebraska 8 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. But the story, or one of the stories of this game, the hitting, but how about Tanner Johnson, Ryan, the way he was able to come on and throw 5 innings, allowing just a couple or just 1 run in relief today for the Hastings Sodbusters to help pick up this victory for Hastings. And the relief pitching, tremendous for Johnson today.
I couldn't believe, I mean, the 7-2 lead, you think that it's out, and congrats, Vinny. Speaking to you on good terms. Yep. You know, that, like you said, Steve, that 7-2 lead, we think, oh boy, here we go again, and things are going to unravel, but Johnson comes in nicely. Vinny, this team has struggled to come from behind a lot, but the 7-2 lead, you put Johnson in there, you get the 3 outs, and then you stake him into 10 runs in the next inning. Just what happened in that turnaround there? What was the magic there?
A lot of free bases from the other team. A lot of hit by pitches, a lot of walks, a lot of errors. But then we also, once we kind of had that happen, we loosened up and started hitting the ball at the plate. I think Marco Cabranes had a big 3-2 bases loaded, double down the line. I believe Nick Jones had a couple long 10-pitch at-bats for walks. And I think that was big for wearing out their starter and wearing out the next reliever that came in and getting on base. I think Jones also leaned into a pitch to get on base. So just did a lot of little things right, controlling the zone, getting on base with walks and hit by pitches, and then getting hits when we needed it.
Only 1 strikeout for the team today against a Prospect pitching staff which has been known for its strikeouts. How big was that, putting the ball in play and the approach at the plate, not trying to do too much?
Yeah, I think that's big. Obviously, you play at Duncan Field. You're not going to hit many home runs. There's no point in having big swings. And then when you put the ball in play, good things happen. And obviously, it's a very good team, very good ball club. They've had our number so far this year, but everybody's human. They made 3, maybe 4 errors. Even you could have given them an extra one. And we had a couple like easy seeing eye singles that went our way just because we're not trying to do too much, like you said. We're just putting the ball in play. And I think that's actually been a little bit of a strength all year. I don't think our strikeout numbers have been extraordinarily high, but when you play 9 innings, you only strike out 1 time, odds are you're going to have a lot of good things happening on the base paths.
So you come into the game on a 6-game skid. You've lost 11 of 12. And then you go out and blow the best team in the Independence League out of the water here tonight. How much confidence does that give you guys going forward for the rest of the series and the summer?
I think that's big, especially we've had leads in games and then kind of blew them at the end. And part of it's pitching staff being weak on the back end, just kind of low in numbers. And part of it's just not scoring runs later in games. We've scored them early but haven't scored them late. So I think this gives us some confidence, some belief in ourselves. And I think that's the biggest thing that this team lacks is just that belief that we're going to pull through in the end. So I think this is good, especially being a good team, like you said, one of the best in the league. And we can see we can score runs at any point, and we can put up a lot of runs at any point if we just do those things, put the ball in play, take our walks, take our hit by pitches, not try and do too much. That seems to be the key to the success.
Tanner Johnson, his best outing of the year. Talk a little bit about his performance today to not only save the rest of the bullpen, to pick up a win, and to put a lot of zeros on the board against a very good hitting Nebraska Prospects team.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job as of late. He's gotten in trouble only when he walks guys, and I think even the one inning that he had a little bit of rough go, that was the result, or that was the cause of the result, was walking guys. But for 4 or 5 innings, he came out and got ahead of hitters. He threw all 3 pitches for a strike. His changeup at the end was very, very nasty, and that's probably his best pitch, but he doesn't always have control over it and command of it, and that's when he gets in trouble. So it was good to see him come out, just throw strikes when we had the bases loaded, get a couple pop-ups, make it simple, and that's the thing. Just like our approach at the plate, the pitchers need to make it simple. Just throw your pitches, execute them. Don't try to throw harder than you can throw. Don't try to put more spin on a pitch that you can't put spin on. Just be yourself, and that's going to be enough to get outs because other guys are going to make outs for you.
And you're the pitching coach. I mean, what have you seen out of Tanner? It seems like he's got the stuff to get guys out if he just throws strikes.
Yeah, I think for him, he's just been very poised all along, and that's why we have trust in him. A lot of guys get frazzled when they walk 1 or 2 guys, and he doesn't like it, obviously, but he doesn't lose his cool. He has command of himself, and that allows him to come back and command the zone too. So I think the biggest thing for him is just that attitude and that perseverance. Even if I'm going to give up 1 hit, even if I walk 1 guy, I'll come out and get the next guy. Even if the bases are loaded and there's nobody out, I can come in and get a few outs and keep us in the ball game, and hopefully the offense does the rest. He just worries about his job and he executes, and that's why he's been successful.
Vinny Carone, we appreciate him joining us today, and we did want to give you the final numbers here as we were starting to run that down. I think you got it right, Freddie. Ryan, you want to give the final numbers and talk about some of those multi-hit performers for this Hastings Sodbuster squad? Because 15 runs, 17 hits. A lot of times we don't have to wrap up the hitting numbers very much. Today, we can talk a lot about a multi-hit onslaught for this Hastings Sodbuster team.
Definitely good to highlight every Sodbuster batter today. Everybody, like we said, with a hit and 6 with multi-hit games. As we thank Vinny Carone for coming up and chatting with us post-game. But like I said, 6 guys with multi-hits. You have Anthony Chavez with 3 hits. You have Cabranes with 3 hits and 6 ribbies. And for the Sodbusters, their best offensive performance of the season, 15 runs, 17 hits. Like we said, and the best hitting performance of the Sodbusters this season. Jacob Suits started the game, 3 2/3, 4 runs. Caden Cusella had a rough outing, only recorded 1 out, 3 runs. And Tanner Johnson, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And like we said, for the offense, of all those hits, just 1 strikeout, 2. It just seemed like everything was working for the guys at the plate today.
And a little bonus good news for the Hastings Sodbusters today. If you weren't with us earlier, Jacob Suits had that collision at home plate. Initial indications were thought that it was going to be a broken bone in his left hand. X-rays came back negative, so I don't know if we'll see him again this summer, but for his pitching future, just great to see that no broken bone for Jacob Suits, because he had a pretty decent outing going before he had to come out of the game with an injury. And for the Sodbusters to have that kind of confidence to turn things around after such a tough situation, shown a lot of heart for a team that only won a couple of games at home this year.
Yeah, this is the team that's only won 7 times in 35, now 8 in 36. Got to credit today's wins. So a lot of things been going wrong for them, and when you have your starting pitcher dealing and getting taken out of the game on a wild pitch, it's very demoralizing to the squad. But credit to the guys for keeping their head up, keeping that energy, and keeping their foot on the gas to get this win of the best team in the Independence League. And for the Prospects, just their 5th loss and their only third different team that they've lost to this season. So that's got to give the guys a lot of confidence in the next 2 games going forward.
So coverage begins just before 4 o'clock. It's a doubleheader tomorrow against these same Prospects with the first pitch for the first 7-inning game at 4:15, second game to follow. For Noah Pagel,
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer